There we go. Let's see. Hey, thank you for joining. We're trying to get this figured out, y'all. This is our first time doing a live on YouTube, so bear with us. Because it doesn't tell me. Hmm. Highlight save. Okay. Oh. How are you feeling today, Miss Mood? What are the vibes? I'm here. I know the feeling, girl. I feel you. I pray that your time with us changes the I'm here to I'm feeling good, feeling great, you know? Hey, Cookie. I joined your YouTube. Oh, thank you so much. I need to put a little more effort into my YouTube platform. Well, I guess we are doing that starting today, but high expectations. Bet. Bet. I love a challenge. Let's see. We got one more minute. I'm curious. Did y'all receive a notification that I went live, or did y'all just hop on over here? Feel excited, like something big. 'Cause, that's been the energy today. Tiera and I were talking about that, and it's like just sitting in this energy. Hey, Marie, you did make it. Um, just being in this energy of like expectancy and just feeling like something's not even around the corner. Like I was telling her, I said, it feels like when you're in a room by yourself and like you have like your back turned to the door and then you feel someone's presence walk in. That's what it feels like. Like that's how close it feels. I got the notification. Okay, great, 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 great. That's that Pharaoh energy. Welcome, welcome for those who are joining in. I'm just waiting on Tiara to pop on and then we'll get started. I got the notification. Okay. Okay. So that's good to know. Hey, Heaven. Thank you for joining. Yes. Yeah. So that's what I've been doing, if that helps. Just sitting in the energy of expectancy and trusting that it's going to all flow in, divine timing. So I'm excited either way. So close. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely like it's almost like and this is something else that we were talking about where you feel that it's so close to where it's almost like spirit has you integrating the excitement of what it is before the material actually comes in. I got it. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for being here. And that's a new feeling, having to integrate the excitement or the emotions around something before the thing itself comes in. So Oh, it's probably what the tingles are, because I've been having to do a lot of deep breathing, like all since last night. I've just been having to breathe through everything today. Even now, I'm just like, like, just trying to keep it cute. I'm excited for you. Oh, thank you so much. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for this collective. I don't know what's brewing in the ethers, but we've been heavily manifesting a lot of amazing things. And it really feels like at any moment now, like the sky is just about to open up and blessings are just going to start falling out for everyone. And I'm really excited about that. I don't think I've ever felt so aligned with a collective group before, especially when it comes to like manifesting and just having like life changing blessings come through. Let me check on Tiera. From pushing to breathe. Yeah, definitely. Yes. Okay. Oh, there she go. Hello.
It's working.
Girl, you have me entertaining these people all by myself. I'm just playing.
Wait a minute. Like, first of all, my YouTube kept making me like update it. And I'm like, I've updated this like 3 times already.
Oh, it's all good. And I'm kidding, y'all. I like y'all.
Hey, I'm here.
Right, it's truly
Got the
beautiful. It is.
notification.
It is beautiful.
I'm excited for you, Malia, for everyone. Miss Mood.
Oh, we
Hi,
were
everyone. Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. We were just talking about just the misting and the blissing of all the blessings and the expansion and just the amazing things that are en route for the collective.
I mean, which already is. And
Period.
it's like right around the corner.
Hmm. Yes, this is so different, but I love it. Vibes are still good. Yay! We can say curse words.
It definitely does feel different. Does it not feel different? I could feel the difference.
It does.
But we shall see how this goes. I appreciate y'all liking the screen, y'all
Yes.
journeying over here.
We gonna see how this works out. It feels like it feels a little more intimate and like exclusive.
No, it really does. It feels like it feels like everybody don't have the link. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it feels
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. I'm not mad at that.
Okay. What time is it? We were like 5 minutes after.
Yes, 305. Exclusive indeed. Ashe.
So I pray y'all are ready to, learn a little something about divine feminine and attracting your person because um like as I said, like these different prompts, these moving over, doing these different things are truly like it's almost like spare the moment. It's very abrupt energy, and so even in this time period when it comes to the divine feminine, like becoming attuned so you're in union with your person, things are very abrupt, things are very spare the moment, where it is that your spirit team may have you shift like very spare the moment, like the way you're operating, maybe the way you're speaking, the way you're showing up, the way you're dressing, whatever the case may be, so you can attune to your divine essence. I'm wanting to try to like figure out, in my head I'm thinking like where to start. we don't like to do a whole lot of structured, organized, like we want it to be authentic. We want
Yeah.
us to have like flow conversation. And if y'all have questions, please don't be afraid to ask questions in the comments. But did you have anywhere you wanted to start at?
I was actually going to ask if anyone had any specific questions just to make sure that like we touch on that, because this topic is very expansive and I feel like we could really go there, but like I
Yeah.
want to make sure that people are getting what they came here to receive. Um, so yeah, I'm just gonna see if
I love that there were so many people as well that were talking about how they just talked about the love energy X, Y, and Z, or
mhm.
was thinking about love, or were kind of like curious about what to do or how to operate next.
Yeah,
And it being that this intuitively came up as a prompt for you to share with me for, the live. I don't have any questions at the moment, but I'm listening. All right.
yeah. I battled with this topic because I was just like, Spirit, am I just so in love with love right now that that's all that I want to talk about, or is there like really something here for the people about this? And Spirit's just like, yeah, like you need to talk about this. And I'm just like, okay.
Mhm. How do you
Ooh.
make sure you don't settle in relationship? Ooh. You know what? I'm gonna say this. When it comes to settling, you know what I realized is like a huge thing for a lot of divine feminines. There's this like constant stigma behind, if I've been waiting for such a long time, if I have these specific desires, um we start to attune and hear people talking about all these badass relationships and things that's going on and the things they are not getting, to the point we go full throttle in our mind that it's not possible to receive. And I'm here to debunk that, like, wholeheartedly, 1,000,000% debunking that. You can receive the person who gonna love you with no makeup on. You can receive the person who's gonna call you beautiful and love you down from the first thing in the morning with that stinky breath to the very end of the night. You can achieve relationship and union with a person that is going to be as affectionate as you want, or as not as affectionate as you desire. You can be attuned with somebody who's going to apply pressure when it comes to your sexual needs, that are going to do what's necessary in the bedroom for whatever fantasies and desires that you may have. You like every aspect in which you are thinking about is like a possible, that's not possible when it comes to relationship. No, like there is to me, I feel like constantly there is no way that I constantly am able to see people union with people that they are just head over heels with, and then even I then start to, or have received that when it comes to relationship, where I'm just like, wait a minute, so all this time it was available, I just settled because of my own unhealed wounds. I just settled because of what everybody else may have been saying. I settled because of me believing that if I don't just kind of tweak this thing and then tweak this thing, then my person's not going to come in, and then I won't have the opportunity. Like the settling comes in when you'll have somebody that comes in as the option, and you think that's the only option. Like if I say no to this, I won't get another chance for love.
I love that.
How do I make sure don't settle in relationship? I'm just trying to see if I can like, another way you cannot settle for love or settle in love and relationship is stop thinking that your quirks and kinks and shit like that is is like a deal breaker. Like you will not believe the different, like, there's so many different aspects of people, and I'm looking at the clock in the kitchen, it says 2:22. You're always at the right place at the right time when you're being yourself. You know how you're gonna settle is when you like open up and be somebody completely opposite, and then be wondering why they half-assing you when really what you desire is somebody chalant about you the whole time.
Yes.
You have to be like making sure that, you know what, I'm just going to show up as me without, I think it starts too with you judging yourself first before you get in connection with people where you're just like, oh, I got to be a little more reserved. Oh, I got to be a little, da da. I need to be more feminine. Oh, I can't show my da 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 side. I can't block. And like you start making all of these restrictions and like tweaks to who it is that you are, and you start to create that energy that they need instead of you applying just truth to your reality. When you keep being yourself, you will get the person that aligns with you. I love y'all, this higher vibes. Thank you, beautiful soul.
Hmm. And I just want to piggyback off of that because when you talk about being authentic and that being like the driving force of aligning with your person, that also speaks to increasing like your own personal magnetism. You have
Mm,
to genuinely move from an authentic space. And like one thing that I had to be honest with myself about when it came to just like dating and just really like navigating what it's like to be like the divine femme, like on this journey, is making sure that like I'm not settling on me, right?
mm,
So making sure that not only am I being my most authentic self, but like, am I checking all the boxes for me? Now, that doesn't mean that you have to be this perfect, prim, like have all the boxes checked type of thing, and then you will receive your person. I don't believe that. I do, however, believe that it's more so about making sure that outside of love, outside of union, outside of companionship, that like you're able to hold yourself accountable. You're showing up for
mm,
yourself in the same ways that you would want someone else to show up for you. Are you
mm,
loving yourself in ways that screams, if you're going to come into my life, this is the baseline? Are you taking like full reign over who you are as a person, so that way someone can't come in and give you all these things and then you're just like stigmatized or like mesmerized by what they're doing. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Because you haven't been able to give yourself that bare minimum, right? So it's like as I learn how to love me authentically, as I learn how to be open and vulnerable with myself, the more comfortable it was for me to just be open and vulnerable with others.
Hmm.
And then feeling that emotional safety, that physical safety, just safety all around. And it really does increase your magnetism for the things that are for you. Because, yes, as you grow, as you expand, as you're on this journey, and as you learn how to be the most delicious magnet that you are, you're going to attract a lot of things
Hmm.
that you want and things that you don't want. The fun is being able to, I don't want to say see what sticks, but the fun is being able to say, I don't like that, or
Yeah.
I need more of this, or
Hmm.
I desire this, and being fully okay with saying that and knowing that someone has free will to say, well, okay, well, I don't have that, or I can't do that, or whatever the case may be. And knowing that it's okay to walk away and trust that the more you say no, the easier it is for you to say yes
Mm,
and to reach like your ultimate yes. So don't feel like, oh, I've
hmm.
been doing all this work. Why am I still attracting this and this and this? That's just a part of the journey.
Yeah.
You have to be selfish with this type of energy once you fully start stepping into it.
Yeah. I feel like what you're saying with as well as with the magnetism is that energy of being unapologetic about your level of emotions, your level of, and of course we're talking about from a more healed space. We're not talking about extremely anxious attachment. We're not talking about that. We're talking about from a healthy space. If you are an emotional being and you need somebody to give you reassurance, keep in mind that nonchalant as individual is not going to do that for you. You have to be okay with that, like what she's talking about with the magnetism. Like if your level of nasty is on 1,000, you cannot be okay with settling with somebody who's like, well, I'm not okay with, yeah, and when it comes to that, it's gonna be, a level 30 for me, 30%. Like, hell no. Because then that's what creates that energy of we're gonna call it the whorish feminine energy, in which that it is that, well, I feel like I got to go outside of my relationship in order to complete what it is that I desire, when you can have that in a full package if you allow yourself to be able to just be fully magnetizing by who it is that you are. But if you find yourself looking for an outlet, because that's what it kind of feels like. It feels like if I can't be open and tell this person the truth about how magnetizing I am, the ways in which that I need this and that and the third, then that's me looking for an out so I can get out of this. So I won't have to be honest with them. So I won't have to speak truth in order for them to show the fuck up. Because honestly, to tell the truth, like when you're yourself from the start, they're going to weed themselves out. And
Yes.
then what you have to do is be okay with the dating process of, are you a contender? If you're not a contender, it will show in itself by how you're keeping in the forefront of your mind the list of things that you personally desire. I feel like maybe too, divine feminine needs to get out of their head about the fact that um all these details that are being put out here about, oh, sprinkle this, or oh, it got to be this way, or you need to show up this way, you got to look like this, you got to look like that, blase.
Yeah.
No, you need to be you, that whatever that looks like the more in which I've been pushed to show more of myself on social media as to beyond like the spiritual aspects. And I'm even getting something right now about divine masculine energy. I'm hearing like the divine feminine has gotten so far away from the divine masculine that's within her that she don't even realize that the divine masculine that, come on, spirit, the divine masculine that is within you is actually the version of you that you can ask yourself, if I was a man, what kind of woman would I date? Which is the kind of woman in which that you are desiring to be. That is
Yes.
huge. Like if you think in your mind, come on, divine. If you think in your mind what kind of man you would be if you were a man, meaning what kind of man would you show up as in this lifetime if you were a man? Which then says, well, what kind of woman would be a contender to me in order for me to be fulfilled as a man? Whatever kind of woman you think about is ultimately your higher self version of what it is that you are looking for, which will tell you what kind of man you need to be looking for. Does that make sense? I feel like that's fucking huge.
And when she says look, not like seeking, more so aligning with, attracting. Because we don't look, we don't search.
Well, right. What the kind that you are tuning to.
Yes.
What do they look like? Well, or what would they be like would be the kind of man that will be your divine counterpart. See, because if I think about a masculine energy in my mind, the masculine within me is a nasty gentleman. Ultimately, my partner needs to be that. That I would show up as a masculine, be a nasty gentleman. I would prefer to make sure that my divine feminine is taken well care of, not only outside of the home but within the home. So we're talking about opening doors, fine dining. We're talking about feeding you. We're talking about side of the street, sex capades. We're talking about getting you home, putting you down. We're talking about a nasty. So the same in which that I'm looking for, or in me, that I would think that that's how I would show up as a masculine. Then ultimately that must be the kind of partner that I need to allow myself to attract. If you're not showing up in that energy, then I know you're not a contender, because you're not showing up in the ways that I need to. I think I told y'all before about somebody who was like attempted to be a contender and thought it was jokes, to on the second time that we went out, to act like they weren't going to open up the door and kept saying, "Oh, you can go ahead and get out. You can go ahead and get out." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I didn't even say, "You're not gonna open the door." I didn't even say that. You're not gonna, because you did it the first time. So the second time around, you're joking, like, "Oh, yeah, you're not gonna get out." Okay, so I got out. Then I got a text message. "Oh, well, I was just joking. I was just playing." You know what I'm saying? Like, my person in which who I desire ain't finna be trying to half-ass jokingly, because that truth be in the jokes.
Right.
You're not gonna half-ass jokingly put me out of a vehicle if you are seeing in which my value, like my person, she damn near lifts my ass up out the damn car, as much as it is that for me, I desire my person to be chalant as hell about me. I want my person to be damn near healthily obsessed, because that's what I need. I desire someone to see me in that manner, because I know what I bring to the table. It's not too much to have a desire for someone to show up in a certain kind of way when you know how you operate as a divine feminine.
Absolutely.
Yes, gentlemen. Exactly. Joked his way right out of a queen.
Okay. I love that perspective. I think the way you worded it was just so mind blowing for me, because I never realized that that's what I was doing as I was
Mm.
trying to figure out like what I wanted in a person, and especially how I wanted to be treated. And it's just like the masculine in
Mm.
the masculine in me wants a housewife. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
sit your ass at home. Like, I don't want
Yes.
you out here in these streets. Like, you can have your business, you can have your hobbies, you can do whatever you want. But like, I don't want you out here being of the world like that. Like, stay at home.
Which is ultimately you know what I'm saying? Like that.
Yes.
Yeah, so I love that Spirit dropped that gem, because that puts a lot into perspective. Like, ain't no way my one of my options should even be somebody in which that. So prime example, because the feeling is like, for some people it's like, "Oh, well, this person got a child, maybe I should give them grace, X, Y, and Z." If you know you don't want the baby mama drama, you're not aligned with the energy of wanting somebody who is going to, already come in with children. You want to build your own dynamic, da da da, this and the third. You need to sit with the understanding as to what you desire. I'm not saying it couldn't shift and change if this person shows up like 1,010% in a different kind of way. I'm not saying it wouldn't shift and change for you, but what I will say is be for sure. Be for sure. Don't just be like, "Oh, I'm gonna look over this person having a child because I just want them to be an option." But let them show up so you can see whether or not if they can be an option or not, and not already be on the, "Well, I'm gonna look past or look over this person has children," just so you can move forward in dating. Like, I feel like some of the settling comes from boredom.
Yes.
Like, not being okay with there's a waiting period, not being okay with the fact that in order for your person to be stacked up with all the details and which what you're looking for, there's a little bit of time. It's a little bit of a little wait. It's a little wait. There's a little weight to it. Not, "Oh, I'm bored. You know what? Let me just text them up. Well, yeah, what you doing?" And a conversation be boring as hell anyway.
Okay.
Like, Like you ain't even talk. I don't want that good morning beautiful shit. I need a whole fucking paragraph. Like
Grand
don't
Rising
come.
Queen.
You said what?
That Grand Rising Queen.
Girl, like if you don't get on, like I need more than that. Like and okay, to some people they will find that as demanding. Well, you're not my person.
Yeah.
You may feel like, oh, it's too much to roll over to a middle of the night X, Y, and Z. Guess what? That is me. My partner gets all kind of like, I was just thinking about you, da da da, this and a third. This cookie is wet about you, da da, random, at random. Because now that I'm thinking about it, when spirit is talking about this masculine energy, if I was a man, oh, look, my goddess would be, look, she probably would be the most strong woman on the universe. Like, I'm telling you, like, when I tell you, like, the details would be in the text messages, nobody would even have to question the way it is that I treat this woman because it would be all in the details as to every single day, making sure she's pleased, she's pampered, she's well taken care of, da da da, this and the third. That's why that question you asked on the other live when you was like, if you was a man for one day, what would you do?
Yeah.
Treat a goddess right.
Period.
Go find me a half healed goddess and just love her down, like.
Like I said, you gonna have her in them bushes. Like,
Look, then I switch over at midnight. She be like, "Where the fuck? Where'd she go? Where he go?"
I love that. Mm,
Y'all don't settle for them half-ass conversations. Please don't.
okay.
Please don't.
And just
There
going
was.
out 'cause you're bored too.
Mm-hmm. I needed that reminder. If it being part of the process, I'd be internalizing and taking things personal. Are you a contender? That's a word. Somebody else had something. I don't want to let go of my child's father. We love each other. However, his issues really hurt me. And I know he is working really hard on it. But I don't know if I can wait for him to treat me better. The biggest word I saw out of that is wait. What are you waiting on when it comes to a person like treating you properly? You see what I'm saying? Like, I want the divine feminine, like, what I want the divine feminine to do is get out of feeling like you got to go through a fucking struggle to receive partial peace. That you have to go through struggle love in order to be loved properly. That, oh, it's going to take a year, 2 years for the person to get right to see your value. I understand, oh, having a child X, Y, and Z, but that does not, you can't put the child in place of that and be like, okay, we love each other and we have a child, he has issues, he's really hurt me. Like all the other details to me just override him being the father. Like it makes me feel like there's your excuse. Your excuse is because he is my child's father, I'm continuing to give him a chance. Because if the child wasn't in play, would he still be in the process of you feeling like he is worthy enough for you to continue to move forward with? You have to think about you, but then you also have to make sure you understand like kids can feel energy. Like,
Yes.
so whether if you're staying for him or if you're staying for the child, don't stay for the child because you're gonna ruin that child. And then what? Your child gonna have to heal from you the same way you probably had to heal from your parents. You don't want to keep the process or the cycle going.
Yeah, I think it's very commendable to try to make a relationship work for the sake of your kids, but like in the long run, I see so many adults now talking about, I wish my parents would have just broke up. I wish they would have
Hmm.
never like stayed together for the sake of me because now I have to heal all these traumas and da 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 da. And it's just like kids are the closest thing to God. And they know energy better than we do as adults. And so
Yeah.
just because they may not be able to verbalize that, Like they feel it, they see it, they know it.
Mhm.
And I know a lot of people talk about how, their kids' lives have improved once they separated from this person or that person. Illnesses going away, better grades in school, just like the energy shifting so much for their kids to where, life is just better. So like
Yeah.
you have to think about that too
Mhm.
as you're thinking about yourself, really thinking about your kids and how it's going to affect them
Mhm.
because they're sponges.
Mhm. Like, I really want the divine feminine to get back into pleasure. Like, I feel like, huh?
I was saying yes.
I feel like from that baseline, that will be really a starting place in which for a lot of women to be able to align themselves to what is an option in a partner. Like, and this is not just sexual. Like pleasure is in everything. Like it should feel like a tapped in, tuned in, turned on kind of feeling as your person is reassuring you whenever they call you and have conversation with you. Hell, even in arguments. Like the fact, okay, I'm gonna give you a prime example. There has been a few spats me and my partner has had, probably in a year and 4 months. We may have had four. Even in those moments, I don't know whether if I supposed to just be in the resolution stage of things or if I supposed to be turned the fuck on. Because in the midst of this conversation spat, because it ain't an argument. Let's just be real. When you get to a certain point when you're in divine feminine essence and you're in flow of pleasure, we're not arguing. Because I'm not going there because it's gonna take me out of my pleasure. It's gonna take me out of my flow. It's gonna take me out of alignment. I'm not about to argue. So you talking about somebody having the same type of level-headed conversation with you. That's like, well, what more can I do? Da da this and a third, and have a full-blown conversation with you about everything. There's reassurance in the midst of it. There's resolutions towards the end, and then y'all finish the conversation, and they hit you with some shit like, well, I love you, and just to get the energy back towards, where it was that we were. What kind of movie do you feel like would be healing for you right now? What? What kind of movie is healing to you right now? For you now, you want to okay. It's completely opposite. Like every part of a relationship can be filled with pleasure or flow or alignment when you are attuning to the person that feels divine for you.
I agree with that. I would be no more good. Pennies dissolved. Like I
You
need to watch a
like
movie.
you be saying, look, and I'm not. What did I say? I'm a puddle of ecstasy. I'm a
Yes.
puddle of ecstasy. Like you
A
gotta
smoothie.
scoop me up every day because I'm no good. I be bored,
Yeah.
but I swear I be checking before settling. You swear you do? You swear you do?
That reminds me of the times where like before I was like really committed to my spiritual journey, I would go on dates just for food. Like I had
Mm,
no interest in them because if I would mask it as, oh well, let me just see because maybe there could be a spark there and da 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 da. It's like
mm.
no, girl, you were only there for the food. Like you shouldn't have been there
Wow.
to begin with, like because the food wasn't even all
Yeah.
that great. So trust me, I've been bored a time or 10 in my
That's
life.
wild. Like I no, but that like that's a great point.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of what were reasons in which that I've entertained somebody just for the fuck of it. I think it was just out of boredom. It
yeah,
wasn't for the food. It was straight boredom. Like, oh, well, I got time. Like,
yeah.
yeah, we can, whatever. Knowing damn well I don't find a person attractive, neither nor look, everything wrong with them. Oh, they voice. Ah, they
Yes. They
They
do.
you get in the car when they drive weird. Like it be all this like it be all the wrong just all, this is how you know a person ain't aligned. They should not turn you off like that. Like it be
Right,
everything. That's how you gonna open the door for me? Like,
right. I don't like the way you breathe.
right, puke. Like, puke. Not the driving. Yes, it be everything. Look, 11:11.
I saw that. I didn't know if you could. Okay, I'm glad you could see that too, because I was gonna
I
blur
can
it.
see how long we've gone live, the people that's in here, and then the likes.
Okay, okay. Cool, cool, cool. Dang, what was I gonna say? Dang, it slipped my mind. It'll come back to me though.
Another tip I was gonna give while you think on that was whenever you are whenever you're trying your best to hold out and not force yourself to figure out if a person is aligned with you. And what I mean by like force is when you've been through unhealthy processes and cycles with people, when you get in a relationship with somebody who, well, not get in a relationship, hold on. When you start to date people to see whether or not if they are contenders, you'll try to speed up the process because you're just ready to get in relationship, or you're trying to speed up the process because um you're just ready to see if they are going to hold up to who it is that they are. And like, when I tell you, this is the first time Spirit has had me to do a slow burn kind of relationship where I have to take my time, and they have had me to hold out on things. And you know um just certain things I've done in the past. It's just like, yeah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Nope, we're gonna hold off on that. And the problem I feel like some divine feminists have in the midst of this is self sabotage. Like they'll see a person like slowing down, or they're taking a slow burn type of process, and because you are not used to the slow burn, you're like, oh, they must not be interested. They're not moving fast enough. Whole time it's been a people who been in your past that's been not having your best interest at heart and just ready to move you the fuck in and start having sex with you as quick as possible. Really, the truth is that if I compare this to people in the past, those people really did not have my best interest at heart, which is why I ended up in these relationships with people who were not stable, or we end up staying in a long-term relationship longer than what it should have been, or now I done moved in and you can't even, pay the things properly. And I got to jump back in the masculine seat and take care of things. Like, there is this energy where it is that I am seeing that a person who really does care about your well being and how it is that they are wanting to set things up properly for you is wanting to take their time to get to know you, to do it properly. And I'm not saying take their time like, y'all gonna be waiting to be like, whenever I met my partner, it was like within 4 months she asked me to be her girlfriend. Now since then it still has just been this slow burn of getting to know each other, X, Y, and Z. And I'm in a long distance relationship, and I feel like a lot of people who and I've done long distance before, but long distance is no joke. You got to literally have communication on 1,000,
Yeah.
and so much so to the point where it's like, honestly, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Sometimes I'd be like, if people had long distance relationships, they'll realize how disconnected they are with their partners for real. Like, cause communication has to be like there. Like when I say we do FaceTime dates, we do, all these things, and it's necessary in order for us to keep the burn going. But I'm just gonna leave it at that. That you have to make sure you don't self-sabotage based on how other people have treated you, and think that, oh, because this person is taking their time with me, it must mean that they're nonchalant, or they're not for me, or they're not considering me, when really they're considering you the most. And that's where they're not speeding up the process and trying to hurry up and get you, in the home with them or in bed or wherever the case may be.
It's a really good reminder.
Mm.
because I think you have to be really careful about what your alignment is with that person anyway. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with a slow burn
Mhm.
at all. Like if your alignment with this person is to have a slow burn and build on something foundational and y'all ride off into the sunset, great. If this is someone who where spirit is fast tracking it for you, like y'all can't even get it together quick enough because spirit's like, let's go, let's go, let's go. That's your alignment as well. Like, because I know sometimes for me, because I see, and social media is real, but it's not real. And I see people doing, all these little things about, oh, we got married in 4 months, 2 months, 1 week, 6 years, like whatever. Like everybody's
Mhm.
journey is different.
Mhm.
Everybody's circumstances are different. So like, what has helped me the most navigating that is just being like, spirit, what is like the aligned timeline with this person?
Yeah.
What is it that I am to expect with this? Like, is this going to be a slow burn? Is this going to be a fast track? Why is it they're going to be a fast track? Like, really getting to the nitty gritty of how to engage with this person. Because, again, you're going to also meet people simply just to help them on their journey,
Mhm.
just to help them heal an aspect of themselves to, make them better for their person in the same way that
Yeah.
people come into our lives to do the same.
Mhm.
So it's really just knowing that, like, no matter what, spirit, as long as you're following your intuition, you're using discernment, and you're doing what spirit is telling you to do to the best of your ability, because that's not always easy, like, you're going to be okay. It's
Yeah.
going to be okay.
Mhm.
And somebody said, I'm scared to jump back in. I need stable friendship first. I feel you.
And
Again,
if that's your standard, then that's your standard.
yeah.
For somebody to come in and wanting to get to know you, that way y'all are not, speeding past friendship mode just to get in relationship. I also feel like piggybacking off of what you said, sometimes spirit, depending on your I just saw a shadow at the corner of my eye.
Come on, welcome in.
Right. And it was walking by real slow. Um, that just threw me off.
You were saying that you wanted to piggyback off of.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay, so depending on your the experiences you have already had, like think about it in the ways in which we talk about contracts, right? Everybody comes in at a specific time in your life that you are prepared to either learn a lesson, experience something X, Y, and Z. So depending on what stage you are in your life, you receive certain people. Like, again, you can receive people who come in wrapped in a different cloth, and you have to discern whether or not if they are aligned for you. But like, a person that comes in, let's say that you are in a relationship or y'all starting a relationship, and you're trying to see if they're a contender, y'all going on dates X, Y, and Z, and you see it's fast tracking. Don't get scared feeling like something is wrong. Maybe you just passed all the tests, and now you're at the stage of being able to receive someone who is going to go ahead and be serious about you and move forward X, Y, and Z. You have to keep in the forefront of your mind what it is that you currently desire in this stage of your life. If you're talking about, well, I want to be married and I'm ready to have children and X, Y, and Z, if somebody come in acting right and they're on top of it and don't get nervous thinking like something's wrong and thinking the other shoe is going to drop and, oh, it's too good to be true because you haven't received it. We don't care about what you haven't received. All of those people, everything you experience, all those relationships, the connections were all meant for you to retrieve something or give to them in order for you to move forward and have archive for yourself, or you gave to them. That way you can be able to use those as lessons in your next partnerships, connections, or what have you. So if somebody coming in and acting properly, you should be patting yourself on the back that this must means that you have a line to be able to receive a person like this. Because let's be real, people have said it before and have said it time and time again. that you are what you attract, or when depending on what kind of people you are around can determine what kind of person you are. It's true.
Yes.
It's true. So if a person coming in and being chalant about you, and they're showing up and they're treating you properly, you take that as you have done the proper needs necessary for yourself to be able to align. You've done the work to be able to align with somebody in reality, physical time, to be in front of you treating you the proper way. Currently rubbing my feet together, rubbing my feet to this because it goes with this loving message. I agree with moving slow is the thing to do. This guy that I'm talking to is in prison, has a child, but was trying to get into a relationship. No, I'm waiting a half a year after you get out, love.
That's great.
Do what you need to do. If that's what your intuition is telling you to do, please don't feel pushed or forced to ask nobody either about the details of your relationship.
Oh, yes. That's a good one right there.
Like if I was to tell people about certain details in which it would be for my relationship, they'd be like, "What? And y'all do what? And what happens?" And blase blase, because it's a free flow thing, or it's how I desire it to be, or she desires it to be in the relationship. It's not based on nobody else. Like if I was to ask other people in which, like there's been people already been like, well, y'all just seem like y'all are just so in interconnected, blase blase, this and a third. Why have y'all not moved in together yet? Why are you in my business? Like for you to force, like I'm on spirit's time. Yeah, let's be honest. I'm not even on my time, because let's be real. My time, it wouldn't have been the slow burn with this good of a healthy partnership. Like, and I know why spirit had me like when I wrote down the kind of person I desired, it definitely was not, oh, another long distance relationship. It definitely was not another long distance relationship. So when spirit gave me another long distance relationship and then it's my person, y'all, I cried the first time I had to leave this woman, because I was mad at spirit. I was like, I know y'all didn't bring in this good, just catering, wonderful, talking right, X, Y, and Z type of woman into my life, and then I gotta leave.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even in the same city. I can't see her when I feel like it. I was bothered because I'm just like, why would y'all do this to me? Like, why would y'all bring somebody in so good and then now it's another long distance relationship? And I knew how challenging it was before. But what spirit did tell me is that even in the process in which when you are merging with the kind of person that you desire, sometimes the details may be a little bit off, just a little bit. And then you have to ask yourself, am I willing to give up all these other things? And because they're long distance, do I just give this up? And that's when you have to discern and determine whether or not if that's a deal breaker for you. If that's your top no, like they just cannot be long distance. Just knowing you can't do long distance, then by all means necessary, like, let it fly. But if you know for a fact that it feels aligned and it's attuned and it feels good, and you're gonna really let somebody just go ahead and leave up at your life for a long distance relationship, when clearly the options hadn't been in my city, or in which I was supposed to connect with anyway. It wasn't meant. Don't block me, Malia. This is me, higher vibes. I'm not being weird. Oh my god, this message is what I needed to hear.
You good, Melissa. No hammers today. This is still
Oh
real
god.
exclusive. So no hammers. No hammers. That was
Did you
fun.
did you remember what you was gonna say? No.
Girl, no. Not at all. The time will come when y'all will merge. Be patient.
Oh, I'm patient now. Please know. Like at this current time, I have no I have no say so. I know. The surrender is full throttle.
But I think that also goes to show just how connected you are as the divine feminine, and just accepting that, like, this is what our journey is going to look like. And I'm okay with that. Because people think that divine timing is, oh, when we have this calendar year and we have to go through this for 6 months, and then on the seventh month, boom, you get to be with your person. No, divine timing is literally the alignment of all the energies at play in
Yeah.
order to produce something.
Mhm.
And that can take days, that can take weeks, that can take months, that can take years. It just depends on what it is and the energetic factors that play into bringing the culmination of whatever it is into alignment. So, like, as long as you are doing what you're supposed to do,
Mhm.
you will align with your person if that is your desire.
Yeah.
Because some people have the desire, they just want to date, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong
Mhm.
with that. But, like, if you truly want your person, just be in alignment with yourself, because that is the surest way and the safest way that you'll be able to align with the person that is for you.
Mhm.
And there won't be, BS and drama and all the things that you're used to experiencing because you're entertaining someone that's out of alignment.
Yeah.
So that patience thing, which is, I still struggle with that.
I mean, I don't feel like it'll never not be a thing. I just feel like
Yeah,
it's gonna always be a everyday thing to check in with yourself when it comes to being patient.
yeah, definitely. And being gracious about that too, because you're
Mhm.
gonna feel what you feel, and we need to feel those things, but then also know that, like, everything is just temporary. These feelings that I'm feeling, they will go away. I will get confirmation of A, B, C, and X, Y, and Z. Like, it will get better.
Yeah.
Things will shift for me, but let me be human and feel what I need to feel, and that's
Mhm.
cool.
Mhm. It's something you said that I was just like, "Ooh." Um, mm. I should have had a pen.
I'm laughing at one too because I forgot what I was going to say when you were talking earlier.
Mhm. Cause I don't like to listen to respond.
Yeah,
So I'm
that's
trying
the
to
things
hear.
I love about you. I be feeling so hurt. I just like, I love
Oh, I love it.
you.
That means so much. Like I always, you know what? That made me think about one of them lives, and somebody was just like, "I love how attentive she is." Oh, when I was doing the guest one, the first time I did the guest one,
Hmm.
somebody did say that. I love how attentive, but thank you. Like I'm glad you feel her because I do. I just be like, I tuned in like this. Like,
Tell me more.
what is she? What she saying? Like,
I love that.
um, dang, what'd you say?
I was talking about divine timing.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's gone.
Okay, it's okay. We even now.
Yep, that's
Good
gone.
now.
Um, I don't know why. I feel like it has something to do with sex. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh, I like talking about that.
I know. Yeah, I know you do.
It's a
It's
goner.
a goner.
It's gonna come back.
It will. I feel like it has something to do with sex, though. I feel like it has something to do with. Man. And then, like, you know what I hate too? Drive by memory. Like a
Mm.
little piece, a glimpse of it, a slide by, but it ain't enough for me to grasp. Um, anyway, um, there was a tip I was gonna make on women talking about how, oh, there it is. Do not for a second think that why it come and left again?
Oh my Lanta.
That's some shit. That is something else.
Does it have to do with kinks or something?
No. I
No.
ain't never heard that drive. That term drive by memory. I swear it'd be like a little detail, but like, y'all, why it make me think about that TikTok? They'd be like the Hispanic music. Dun, 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 dun. It's like it'd be in the distance, like, how? How?
Hmm.
I know. That sucks.
It
Um,
sounds juicy so far, though.
huh?
I said it sounds juicy so far, though.
Oh, it's juicy.
Come on now, you edging me with all these details.
You
Let
know
me.
what? Let's do this. Like, have y'all thought in your mind at all, like, what kind of masculine you would be? Because I feel like if you have thought that in this moment, like in which they have come up, like that's a great start in which can help you determine what kind of person you should allow yourself to attract. Like, what kind of masculine would you be if you were a masculine? Like, I was even thinking about songs.
Mm.
Like, if I had to apply a masculine energy to who it is that I am, like, there's a couple songs, like, be a mashup. It'll be like Fucking With Me Tank. It would be like Finesse Drake. And of course, y'all have to listen to, like, look at the detail, like the lyrics to some of these. Gallant, Gentleman.
I love that song. I want to be laid down to that.
Ah!
I'll probably cry, which I'm okay with.
Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like that's like a good, it's like a good mashup. Like, I'll say though, we'll start with those three. Those three would be like a good mashup of who I would present as a masculine. Which for me, like if I think about that, that's what I desire. I desire someone to treat me as those things. Like, which means my partner must have to match that energy.
Mhm. Mm.
Clean, generous, healthy, touch my body.
Yes.
Mhm. I feel like I gotta sit down by myself and think about it.
I know I'm thinking about songs like
Yeah, like being a music lover, like those songs, like in my mind, I'm like, those are the songs. What you eating, Malia? You know I'm on this cleanse. Look, not Malia done brought the same energy from TikTok over here to YouTube.
today's snack are coconut rolls from Sprouts. They're
Oh,
organic, they're vegan.
yum.
I love them so much. They're my latest obsession.
That sounds good.
They're oh my god, they're so good.
No, you're spelling her name right.
No, it's correct. Yeah, I'm trying to think. You got me thinking about songs.
She sure did bring the same energy from TikTok to YouTube.
I'm sorry, y'all. I
Love.
forgot we was real exclusive today. I'll put it up.
Hey, Cookie, loving and caring and like to cuddle and goofy like me.
Mm.
A loving, motivating, protective, huge teddy bear. Oh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. I wish we had a Sprouts here. Shaking my head.
Manifest it. May it sprout up in a neighborhood near you. Ooh, I think I know one of my songs. And this is just the honesty in me. I love a Cisco thong song. That would be one of them. That would be.
What?
Girl, that song is a hit. I love that song.
In my mind, though, I'm like trying to connect that to.
Because I would want my man to be like obsessed with me and what I have on. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
I want that let me see type of energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That would be one of them for sure.
Mm. I would, you know what's interesting? I want to think you would have went there first. I don't know why I would have thought you would have went more scandalous first.
Thong song's not scandalous?
Kinda, but I don't know why I feel like you're more so like, and you, of course, correct me if I'm wrong. But in my mind, I would have pegged you as like if you were a masculine, it would have first been on some energy like what's that weekend song that was like on 50 Shades of Grey?
Oh,
It's in my head.
um,
Earned it.
girl, you. Ah, yeah. Not you seeing me gone.
Gone.
Gone now.
Let me
Because
get
I'm
out
over here
the
thinking
business.
about like trap music. Because, that's
I
just me.
mean, that could be an obvious one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Trap music, but like underneath.
Yeah. There's a song. I'll have to send this to you.
Underneath. Underneath.
There's a song called, I don't know if you've heard of this group called Movement,
Mm-mm.
but it's a song called Control You. And if I had to choose like one song, it would be that.
Mm. Yeah, you had to send it to me. I haven't heard that before.
Yeah. I love that song.
Control you.
Yes.
Worth it. Hey, love. Oh, that's Cookie. Hi.
They got me
Um,
cornflower.
there was a bullet point.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, one of the bullet points we're talking about removing fear
Yes.
from moving forward in terms of like attracting your person. Like, I feel like some divine feminines be asking for being like, "Oh, I'm ready," da 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 da. But as soon as spirit get the ball rolling, it's like y'all want to run and hide. Like, I don't know why I'm thinking of like an armadillo. Like you want to roll up within your own skin and just be somewhere underneath the bushes, and it's just like, oh no, don't run and hide now. Like I thought she was ready. I thought you've been begging me for this opportunity, and we bring somebody in who ready to wine and dine you, and now you're scared. Like the fear comes out of nowhere, and it's just like you're only scared because of what you've experienced before. Like your fear is from somebody fucking you over again, somebody coming in and half-assing you again. Like you have to have the audacity to be like, oh no, like as much work as I've done, like they're gonna come in different. And even if they don't, you're stronger enough and you're attuned enough this time around to be able to say no properly. Like, even if they don't show up properly, and see, that's another thing with the whole settling. Like, some women get scared in their mind to say no because it's just like, if I say no, like you fear saying no because you don't want to hurt their feelings, but it's just like, don't fear monger yourself into a long term relationship.
That
If
part.
they're not showing up, that isn't where you have to be able to be open and honest and speak up about it. Like, constantly in my relationship, I'm still open and honest about the moments in which, maybe like we'll check in, like, do is there something I need to work on, blase blase, this and the third, da da da. You have to be able to be honest, because if you're not, like, let's be real, your partner is not going, they can't read minds. They're not gonna know what you need, what you desire. Like, if it is something that you need to be tweaked, this go in within, like, conversations throughout the relationship and in the bedroom. If they ain't hitting it just right, say something. Say something. Let them know, like, no, you kind of missed it. It was over there to the left. A woman to have a man on top of him full throttle and he ain't even inside, just because you don't want to tell him that you're not even in there. You just gonna moan your way through him talking about he eating it and he ain't even licking the clit. Like, we have to be okay with being able to be open and honest about how it is that we're being pleased. Like, how are these people communicating with us?
I think a lot of times women don't want to like bruise the male ego, but it's like, don't inflate it either. Like,
Mm-mm.
because
Mm-mm.
he's gonna sit here and think he put it down, right? And
Yeah.
then now he's all of a sudden just this sex god or whatever. And now he's telling his homeboys you was screaming and moaning and moving around like a roach. And then he's gonna go give the next woman the same treatment. And it's like, to me, I always felt like it was a disservice to the next girl.
It is.
Like,
And,
somebody got
and it
something.
is. I feel like I've done my fair share of I done boosted somebody's head to that extent, because I can think back to times in which I knew I shouldn't have been moaning. I can think back to times in which I faked orgasms. I can think back to times in which, um why am I doing, y'all know the leg shake I'm talking about. Why am I doing that? Why am I even letting you even believe that you allowed that to even happen? But you know why? It was because I wanted you to stop. I want you to think I was done, because you clearly are not even doing what it is that I need you to do. Whole
Yeah.
time they're thinking like, "Ooh, I put it down." I got so much energy after. And don't get me wrong, you can have energy depending on the person that you're with, where it is that they actually energize you where you're not exhausted. Some people, they take your energy during sex, and that's why you're exhausted.
Yes.
I had a talk with myself when I started talking to people again, and I was like, Amara, this is what we been praying for. What is you scared of?
That's
What is you scared of?
that's real.
Being hurt?
I can say though, I'm so glad that like I'm out of my like faking it era.
Mm.
It
Mm-hmm.
feels so good to not play those games anymore. 'Cause,
No.
man,
I got a question. Do you think that you were able to get out of that era because you you attuned to your own elevated play pleasure with yourself?
hmm and not
Okay.
only just that, but just attuning to my own sensuality and what I needed and what it looked like for me, and being okay with it evolving as I evolved.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because like I used to not want to hurt people's feelings and all of that, and it's just like, no, girl, like if you're putting yourself in a position to have this person change your life through disease or a baby, right? It needs to be the best sex of your life. Like, you need to walk away feeling like I definitely don't need a V8. Like I need to walk away with no regrets.
Yeah.
And that just wasn't happening. And I'm just like, you know what? Let me step my game up with myself. Let me change my standards. Let me elevate some things with self and then
Mm.
see how that works out for me.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with y'all, spirits put that to the test because there was there was a time where I was experiencing how can I say this without being too vulgar? I was experiencing a shrimp epidemic. Okay. Tiera, come on.
Literally, I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, like knowing what kind of woman you are, I instantly felt so embarrassed for him. Like, how did he even think?
For them, because again, keyword is epidemic. So it wasn't just one.
Yeah.
Like spirit was like, oh, you think you can put your desires on the table? You think you can be honest now? Okay, bet. And so I was just like, oh, okay. And at
When I
first,
tell you spirit will, ooh, okay, go ahead.
yes. So I was going through a shrimp epidemic, and I'm just like, I can't do this. I can't do this. Like this does nothing for me. And
Yeah.
I wouldn't call myself like a size queen either, but like I'm just like spirit, y'all didn't have me write down what I want in a person, and this ain't it.
Mm.
This isn't it at all. And it got so bad to where y'all, my ex, he had the audacity to ask me one day. He was like, "Do I have a big one?" And he worded it differently, but he asked me. And in my mind, I'm like, if you have to ask,
I'm just thinking, why did you why the question? Like how did you how okay. Mm-hmm.
when I say it was out of nowhere, I was just like, oh, like, here we go, spirit. And I was just like, oh, I think it's average. Like, because I didn't want to get into the have you had bigger. I didn't want to go there because I did not feel like hurting nobody's feelings.
Yes.
He was a
Yes,
Leo.
I have.
He was a Leo. He was very sensitive about everything, and
Oh
I didn't feel like
God.
arguing that day. I didn't feel like arguing. So I was just like, oh, you know what? I think it's like decent or whatever. Like I don't really have an issue with it. And
Ooh, that word decent. Okay.
I didn't know how to say no because I just didn't feel like arguing. And I swear, I feel like because I was not honest in that situation, I was punished. I was punished. I
What?
like that's what kicked off the epidemic. And I'm just like, okay, let me just start being honest. Like I was like, that's not, and I had a situation where I was like, that's not gonna work for me. Like, I'm sorry, like that's just not gonna work for me. And he was like, well, what do you mean? I was like, that's just not that. Like, I think you're a great person, blah blah blah. But like, I can't jiggy with that. Like, it has nothing to do with you, but it kind of does. But like, I can't go there. Like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And then spirit
That's hilarious.
girl, it was not at the time because I'm just like, why do I keep attracting all this shrimp? Like, what is wrong? And then once I finally was able to tell somebody like no, like no, thank you. Then spirit was like, here you go, and I was just like, huh, thank you so
Girl,
much.
I promise you they'll test you out. Like you are not lying though. They will make
Yes,
sure like and you know how like going back to what we were talking about a little bit ago when we were talking about like that people will be wrapped in different cloths
yes,
similar to what you want, but not
yes,
what you truly want. And you got to
yes,
be able to discern and be truthful about what you desire because
yeah,
when I tell you there'll be people attempting to enter in on some energy of like, oh, I'm the one. the cloth look good, but the internal, like, what's that song by Janae Aiko, Stranger?
Girl, not them trolling me with shrimps. Come on, y'all. Y'all so petty.
Look how many on there. Lord, how many they think you had before you got got out of the stage?
Right.
Damn.
I'm sorry, but the Janae Aiko song.
Yeah, that song, in a different book, on a different
Different
page.
page,
Each
yeah.
one was different, but you're the same. Like that
Mhm.
song, like to me, I feel like that's like prime example as to like
Yes.
how people can show up, be the same. They say they're different and they may act different, but or they may show up different, but the actions or things like that be the same. Like the
Mhm.
same way it goes for like physical things, like people being like, "Oh yeah, I'm da 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 da, this and the third," and then like you get in the bedroom and it just be like, you still ain't matching the vibes.
Yeah.
Like you
That,
still not matching the vibes. Like, and for me, that's a deal breaker for me.
yeah.
Like everything, and I know for some people it's not like that, but everything else can be great. Everything else can be great. You can be a romantic, you can be X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 this and the third. But what I don't want to have to do is sacrifice. I'm a sexual being.
Same.
I'm a sensual being. I don't want to have to sacrifice those pleasures because that also attunes to my magic as a woman. My portal is very divine, so I need it to be stroked properly because there's
Yes.
other things that can come from that.
Yeah.
Like I can't budge on that.
Okay. Girl, what I look like trying to manifest with some shrimp? What?
All you gonna get is sushi all throughout the rest of your life.
I don't want
Sushi,
that.
raw, uncooked.
No, thank you. I'm so grateful for the eggplant that I have manifested because it's bountiful over here. So
Girl,
I have graduated.
girl, I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. We are so happy. We love it.
Girl, why I'm over here just cannot, like, literally just like in my head, just like, I'm so glad you get to climb a tree again. Like,
Girl, I was born for it. I'm so glad to be where I need to be. I love the alignment. Like,
look, I went on my celibacy journey because I was getting bad sex, so don't feel bad.
same,
Not they made you go celibate.
same.
Not, oh, yes, uncooked.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that happens though, because I ended up being celibate for a year because of a relationship was just that. I wouldn't say that like it turned me off from men because I still loved them down, but like I was just so tired and so drained and just so blah, to where it was just like I don't even really want to talk to anybody in that capacity. Like just leave me alone.
Yeah.
Like I need to get back to me. I need to rewire all of this. I need to undo all of this damage that I allowed you to inflict on me. And it was a very beautiful experience and just learning like myself all over again,
Mm, I
especially
love
when it came
that.
to pleasure.
I love that.
Especially.
As you should. You deserve it.
I know. I've lived a long, rough life. And we on the other side.
A long, rough life.
Yes.
You sparked the memory as to what I was going to say. I was
Yes.
going to say, do not think for a second that you have to sacrifice any parts in which that you desire for your person. Like when you had mentioned earlier, you was like, some people they just want to date. Some people they want to be in a relationship. Some people want to be married, whatever. Like I feel like that honesty, like you were just saying, like think you had to get back to what you wanted. Like that's
Yes.
why it's so important to have that sacred time with yourself so you can know what you desire truthfully. Like we can just reiterate something in which like Malia have said before, right? Which is that she wants to be married. But she wouldn't mind having a girlfriend on the side.
Mhm.
That's her truth. If she veered away from her truth, that will cause her unhappiness. Like there's somebody out here for everyone in terms of contract of being together, union, dating, whatever. If you're honest, you can't be walking around here not being honest and being like, you know what I really desire is, to have to be bisexual. Let's say you want to be bisexual, but you constantly are forcing yourself only with men, or you're saying that you want to experience more than just men, but then you're just constantly putting yourself in that box. You will never be able to experience the full pleasures in which what you desire if you keep feeling like I have to dim down and dumb down what it is that I want, because like I said, like for some people, for instance, some people just want friends with benefits. There,
Yeah.
if you're honest, there's somebody else there's somebody else out here for you, but you can't be like, oh, I want friends with benefits, and then you keep finding yourself in a relationship and trying to figure out why these relationships are going south. Is because you don't want to be in one.
Right.
Like your truth is not that you want to be in relationships. So why are you wasting their time and yours?
Or the opposite. Don't entertain a friend with benefits if you know you want a relationship. Like
That right. Mm-hmm. Forcing yourself to be like, oh well, yeah, we're just gonna like, kick it. You are not a kick it girl. You want to be married, but you just like, oh, we just gonna kick it, girl. Leave
yeah.
that man house.
Okay.
Get out that woman driveway, whoever it is that you dating. Pull out.
Not the driveway.
Pull out. Pull out.
But yeah, I think it just goes back to what I was saying earlier. Like the more you say no, the more opportunities you can say yes.
Mm-hmm.
And just being okay with being like, that's not what I want. That's not in alignment with me right now. And then also to piggyback on that, make sure that your desires aren't rooted in trauma.
Mm.
Because sometimes we talk ourselves out of things because of what we have gone through, or we
Ooh.
feel like we should only entertain certain things because of that. Because I used to feel like I could never find, like, my person didn't exist. I used to always feel that way. And so I ended up um essentially exploring ethical non-monogamy, because I
Mm.
was so hell-bent on believing that, like, one person is never going to be a thing for me. I'm going to need
Yeah.
my tribe of whoever, and each one of them are going to give me something different, and then I'll have my complete package. No, that was rooted in trauma. Now, does that
Mm.
work for some people? Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, but not for this certified lover girl.
Yeah.
Like that did not work for me, because my desire wasn't rooted in liberation. It was rooted in trauma and thinking that my person wasn't out there.
Right.
And spirit called my bluff on that.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh wow, okay, I really don't want that. Like, I there is a person that's out there that's for me, that has everything that I desire, and more than what I even thought of. Like, it's giving bountiful.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for me being honest with myself about why I wanted certain things, that wouldn't have been revealed to me.
Mm.
I'd probably be on some concubine right now. So barefoot and pregnant, sharing whatever with a slew of sister wives or something. I don't know, but like,
You know what? I got a question then for that. Like, whenever it is that you feel like you'll be married and then have your girlfriend at whatever point, right?
mhm.
So that's a set thing for you. Like, you know
So
for a fact that girl, I'm gonna tell you something about these bangs. One thing, like,
they bang.
anyway, you know for a fact that that's the thing for you.
Yeah, as of right now,
Okay.
yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So, what does that dynamic look like for you? Like the girlfriend. Like is she a set piece of the marriage where she, or
No,
is she
she's my girlfriend, not
I get
ours.
that. Right.
Okay.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Your girlfriend. Is she a set piece of the marriage? Like, meaning like, does Is she living? Is she a live-in girlfriend? Is
No.
she okay, okay.
No, ideally, what I see for myself right now is like, if I could have it my way, she'd be married. She would have her own family. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
And
okay.
like, that's my girlfriend.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And like, everybody's okay with that. That would be, you know what I'm saying?
She just
Because
like
like,
it's just a thing. Like it's just no
yeah,
that's what I was asking. I was wanting to know like what the dynamic looked like. If it is she is a part of the home, like she's a live-in girlfriend, or is she somebody like you're just dating and have like your moments, your one-offs with?
yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
It's more like dating and one-offs. Like, she can't live with us. Like, we not doing that. Like, I because I'm
Like
so
what you
like,
like well what you said sounds like ultimately the thing like her already having her dynamic being in love with who it is that she is but you said
yes.
everybody's okay with it.
Yeah, like that would be my
Everybody's okay.
ideal. Yeah, that would be my ideal situation. And
Mm,
even if she wasn't married, but not as long as she has no desire to like infiltrate my marriage in any way, shape, or form,
yeah.
then we're great. If we have the same level of like responsibilities as far as like families, kids, all of that, that would be like, the more aligned, the better. And I say that now. I could wake up tomorrow and have a whole different game plan. I don't know. But for right now, that's what it feels like the vibes would be.
I was just about to ask like so would she be like for you in your mind currently, how often is it in which you would need to fulfill that need? You see what I'm saying?
I think as flow allows.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't want to schedule it per
Well,
se.
I'm just saying, like, you know how, like, on the last live, we were talking about how, essentially, how often are you masculine, feminine energy? You know what I'm saying? And you were talking about
Mm,
the energies of 50-50. So I
yeah.
was just wondering if you have your husband, he is there, how often in which do you feel like you would want to fulfill that need? I know you wouldn't want it to be something organized. I'm
Yeah.
just wondering if this is like I at least need to fulfill that once a week. Or I can see myself at least playing with that idea of that like 2 to 3 times a week.
That's a great question because I think, okay, I would say give me like every other week,
Mm.
essentially. So like a couple of times a month. And if there's more space, if more space is needed, then that space is allowed.
Mhm. Ultimately, why do you feel like you need a girlfriend on the side of your husband?
It's not a
I know
need.
this just turned into like an interrogation, but
No, it's fine. No, because this is like, no one's ever asked me this before, so I'm okay with that.
I'm very curious because it's just like I don't know. Everyone's dynamic's different. People want,
Yeah,
a girl like, but yours even is different. You're saying, "Oh, I would want her to be committed, or at least know that this is not sister wives. Like, you're not gonna move in with
yeah.
us, da da da." But yeah, like so. You said it's not a need. Your desire is to have
Hmm.
a. Why do you have that desire alongside your husband?
I just love women. Like, how can you not love us? We're everything.
That's not good enough.
I mean, that's just like the start of it. But like,
Leave me out of this. No, I'm kidding. She's trying to figure you out, Malia.
oh,
Hi, Mina.
I just I enjoy. So granted, I haven't always had the best experiences when it comes to women. Um, because there's always been this underlying energy of, I need someone to experiment with, and you seem very open, so like, I'm gonna slide your way.
Hmm.
Um, but I like who I can be when it comes to being with a woman. I
Oh.
like that side of myself. I love the idea of loving women down
Mm,
proper, whether
mm,
that's sexually or not. Like I love there's just there's just something about it. It just feels so natural and so raw and so innate within me that I don't think that I could live like a happy life
mm,
without exploring that. Even
mm.
if it's once a week or once in a blue moon or whatever, like I just felt like it I love it. There's just
That's
something.
what I was looking for. I was looking for that piece of
Yeah.
the sentence. I was looking for that piece of the sentence of whatever part of you can't will need to explore that in order for you to feel fulfilled
Yeah.
as just as a human, not just sexually, but just as a human needing to be able to fulfill that experience. That's what I mean by the complete honesty. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Where it is that if you can get down to your why as to why you want to experience life in whatever way, when I
Mhm.
tell you you wouldn't be able to give you like you can't make me give two shits about nothing when it comes to questioning like what I desire in friendship, in love, in X, Y, and Z. Like because I don't want to stifle my experience.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be like, oh well, I'm in my 60s and I'm talking about, well, I could have had me some fun. Like I don't want to regret anything. I don't regret anything
Right.
to this day now. So I don't want to, especially being in the awareness, be in regret mode about what I could experience when I'm full aware of if I'm just honest with what I desire, I can receive it. I can experience it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I love your response to it because it solidifies what I mean by like, you don't have to dumb down any pieces in which what it is that you desire when it comes to a person.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Um, Thank you for that. Know your why.
Hey Mina, yeah, knowing your why is very important and making sure it's rooted in a place of authenticity and liberation. And
Hmm.
even if it's exploration, just be honest about that.
Yes, the
Just be
honesty.
honest. Like, because I really feel like the divine wants to give us the desires of our hearts. We just have to be honest about it.
No, I agree. Like I feel like because we're not honest, that's when we start to like um shift and try to maneuver and recreate this version in which what it is that we want or desire, and then we wonder why we're unhappy in certain dynamics, friendship or love, is
Yeah,
because we're like sitting here trying to make up a reason why, well, we don't want this thing because, oh, maybe it's too much, and maybe I'm asking for too much, and maybe that's too much of a standard, and da da da. It's like, no, if that's what you desire, like how somebody gonna tell you in which who you came here to be that is too much of a standard?
okay.
That you're asking for too much.
You better have some audacity about your desires.
That wasn't right. That was an intense interview.
Y'all thought that was intense?
Oh my god. I'm gonna say we can go deeper. Like don't make don't I can interrogate the shit out of somebody. Like not and why Malia looking like let's get it.
I was just
Like
about to say, like, if y'all trying to see something, just say it. Like, we talking about honesty. We need y'all to be honest.
oh my god. That's hilarious.
I came right on time. Welcome, welcome.
Oh.
Y'all are so silly. The way Tiera was asking them questions. I loved it though. Like, I love a straight shooter. I really do. Like, if you're gonna ask a question, ask a question. Like, and ask what
Y'all,
you want to know.
And I'm glad that you know that me asking the question is just really curiosity. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even just then, just like I have become more in tune with that energy of just like openness,
Yeah.
because I don't want to like be thinking these things behind closed doors and then be like asking these things to nobody else. That's why I always say if I talk about anything behind closed doors, I'll say it to the person's face because I want it to be straight up and honest. So in my
Yeah.
mind, I'm thinking like, well, we're on a topic. In my head, I'm just thinking like, well, why does she wanna? What's the motivation behind that? What's her reasoning
Hmm.
for desiring a girlfriend on the side of being married to her husband? So it's just like something in which a question that has never come up. I'm pretty sure could have came up at any other time, but clearly it was for this reason. But
Because we manifesting. Hell, she around the corner too. They both around the corner. Everybody around the
yes, most
corner.
definitely. Look, about to call you up in a few minutes.
Listen, phone is available. Let's go.
About to call you up in a few minutes. That's funny.
But yeah, I didn't mind you asking at all. And honestly, thank you for asking versus just assuming whatever. You know,
Hmm.
thank you
No,
for
I
asking.
know, I know. No, you're welcome. I know better than to assume. No, in this season, in this era of life, I know better than to assume. But I just even then, so I'm always so cute because somebody else answer could have been completely opposite on some shit.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be married, but then like I want a wife on the side or a girlfriend on the side where she spend a night and live with us three out of the 7 days. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone have their own desires. Like if I ever was to involve someone else in like let's be honest, like in terms of like when people being real with what they truly desire, that's why
Mhm.
it's so important even from the beginning parts of relationship to have those open-ended conversations because not until this relationship did I ever have these like it was just like fun at first and it just came out of nowhere of like, oh, hypothetically speaking,
Yeah.
if this happened or if this happened or hypothetically speaking, but we would do these hypothetically speaking type of conversations that would just lead to hearing the response so I continue to be able to see whether or not if my partner was a contender or not by how you are
Yes.
responding to these questions. And so like this was the first time that ever came up and I'm just like from the jump, we talking about money, we talking about kids, we talking about how are you in the bedroom, we talking about all these things. I mean, week 1
Yeah.
where it is beforehand have been like this long drawn out thing and we're talking about the damn weather. You know what I'm saying? Or like having these conversations that are not
Yeah. Oh Lord, where'd you go? I hear my people, but I'm not seeing my people. Oh, I think okay, she must have had a phone call or something. Well, I think she may have gotten a phone call or something and it booted her from the live. I'm waiting on her to hit the button again. Thank you, Mina. And see the thing is I be so serious and people don't take me seriously. So now I just roll with it. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. I was trying to see. That's how I am. It's so hard sometimes because I'll be dead ass when I say something, and people be like hee hee, and I just be like hee hee hell, and then they still kiki, and I just be like whatever. Here we go. There she go. Welcome back.
Girl, it was a stupid phone call, and then they had the nerve to be trying to leave a voicemail.
Oh, I figured it was a phone call.
Did it stop the live completely?
On your end, I was still
Oh,
here.
okay.
Yeah.
Because it started the
You
numbers over.
did it?
Well, it started the time
The
over
time.
on my side.
Gotcha. What were you saying?
What the hell was I saying? Um.
Um, being honest about desires. You were asking the questions. You were saying why you wanted
Oh,
to.
oh, oh. And so, well, ultimately, what I was gonna say is that, for instance, at some point in time, like before this relationship, I used to be like, I don't know whether or not if I want to be in a polyamorous relationship.
Mm,
And it was because I noticed, like you said, out of unhealthy energy, I would constantly be dissatisfied in relationships. So I noticed that my desire for polyamorous or being polygamous, it had a lot to do with um never being never being able to be free in who it is that I am in relationship.
yes. Wow.
And I noticed that a lot of my desire for that had to do with me feeling like when it comes to a person hearing me fully, the reassurance, certain emotions were not there. When it came to the bedroom, some of the exploration was not there. So some part of my mind was just kind of like, I must need more than one person to satisfy all my needs, because I have these things, but then maybe there's somebody else that can fulfill the X, Y, and Z, when it really was somebody half-assing me, or it
Yeah.
really was that I was settling, or whatever the case may be. So then here I am now in this relationship, and it's like I don't know if I want to share.
Yeah.
However, if there ever is a moment in which it may come up, there's already like a no on her end. She's just like, I don't want to share you. Like it's an automatic no for me. Like da da da.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of me, I'm just kind of like, it hadn't come up in my mind to think that I would want to share again, but I feel like I'm in a evolution of how it is that I process experience, to the point where I'm just like,
Oh, it's 444.
I say, I don't feel like in something in which that I would desire, I don't know if it would be sexual.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know what it is. I like, I feel like, and even then, so I do it with my partner, but there's a part of me that just love to woo a woman.
Mhm.
I don't know what it is about wooing a woman, but I just love the whole dynamic or aspect of being able to properly date a woman, court her, treat her right, da da da, take you out, buy you flowers. Like
Yeah.
it's the, again, the masculine energy in which that I am coming in tune with, understanding more in which what spirit is talking about. And there's just this aspect in which where we shun or like press down this masculine energy, when whole time the masculine is what is telling us honestly how we should be, like what our truth is about our divine feminine essence.
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
goes hand in hand.
Yeah. Naturally, yes. This is going to be recorded, or this is being recorded. I love that. You know what I will say? I feel like if you and Candace were to ever go down that road, I say a prayer for the young lady, because I know she's not gonna come back the same from that.
And you know what? And to like, I feel like part of me is why she just straight up like no.
No.
And I feel like the other part of me is just like why I'm just like, yeah, let me just, do what's necessary and within myself to make sure that I am for sure about something like that before that is explored, because
Yeah.
some part of me feels like that will definitely create issues. You know what I'm saying? Like that will create a problem. However, I will say this. I feel like because my partner is like STEM, and even then she don't even like labels, but because my partner is like literally the best of both worlds, like feminine and masculine, I get
Hmm.
to play in both aspects.
Yeah.
And so, like, even more so, more and more, because it's like she's understanding my evolution as I'm gonna keep changing, or X, Y, and Z, and these are the parts in which, and she's just like, well, I'm never turned off by that, or I'm never da 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 da, or I see where it is that, and I'm just like, I don't ever want you to feel uncomfortable or don't understand that I
Yeah.
have to explore both sides of who it is that I am in order for me to feel fulfilled. And I feel like that goes back to that truth and honesty in which when it's necessary in relationship, because I feel like in the past I would have closed off my honesty about needing to explore both, which is why I felt like, well, maybe I need a girlfriend on the side that's more feminine,
Hmm.
because I had more masculine females that I was dating. So I
Yeah.
was like, I need a more feminine woman to be able to caress and woo and da 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 da. Because I got this masculine woman who was just kind of like, don't touch me like that. Like, ooh, don't grab me like, wait,
Yeah.
no, like.
Yeah.
So I feel like because this is something which I didn't ask for, but the best of both worlds, it kind of puts me in the a good playing field of being able to be submissive, but then be dominant when I want to be. So
Yeah.
I may not have to go down that road. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it's
Right.
not that I feel like I'm expecting to. I think it's just really great that the conversations are able to be had, which talks about us being honest in all aspects of our relationships.
Yeah.
Like as you are evolving, even then, so it's important to have those conversations again because your partner can't read minds. Like I had a download like today, and I had to talk to my partner about again more of the feminine and aspect of like me with my yin yang energy. And I didn't know it was gonna come up the same day I had the download, but that just goes back to that energy of being like, you cannot be afraid to be open and honest about how you're evolving as a person because you want your person to evolve. You don't want to shun them from being able to fully grow into who it is that they are. So the same way you want them to talk to you about if there was something changing within them is the same way you got to be open with them about those changing parts in which you are becoming.
Right.
That way everybody's hip to the party. Like it ain't just like you showing up one day and you full on dominant. And it's just like, who is this? Like,
Girl, I wish you would have told me that a few years ago. Like,
oh my God. Like, and there you go. Ripping a man clothes off down to
girl,
his
couldn't even
ankles
get that
in 10
far.
seconds, huh?
Couldn't even get that far. Open up the bathroom door, and he
Ooh,
was shook. I
wee.
was just like, let me take this off and put that away.
Malia, that is
What?
wild.
But the one for me will embrace that. The one for me is gonna love
No, and
the
you're right. I
masculinity.
just think that's funny that you tried that on people who weren't ready. Like, and that's how you know when somebody ain't ready. They be terrified. They be
Shook.
terrified.
I had him shook, and I was just like, "Oh, poor baby."
Mm-mm.
Can,
Mm-mm.
that just goes to show just how badly I just wanted to be accepted. Like
Man,
surprise,
like
it's shouting.
mm.
Learn real quick.
I'm glad you learned though. I really am.
I,
I'm glad you learned because could you imagine like the more like the more you have evolved and then like oh god, like see, this is why people be like mind blown. Like like what you just said with like, oh well. I pray for whoever that is, that if that was to happen, X, Y, and Z, blase, blase. That's why I say
Mhm.
when you start to like evolve in your certain energy, you got to be responsible. You got to be responsible with your energy because you got to know what you're putting out here. You just can't be on some shit like, oh, whatever, and be thinking that your cookie ain't divine and that them juices ain't gonna be begged for. Now you got somebody like Malia be saying in your bushes or peeking through your window, and you trying to figure out why you got to put a restraining order out on these people because you done opened your cookie up to somebody who wasn't even worthy, and then
Right.
now they can't even handle that type of energy, and because you want to just put them in that box, there you are like putting them in a category that they had no access to, like they really did
Right.
not have the the key code.
Not a wristband in sight.
Don't even know the secret color.
Right? But yeah, I have learned. Now I have conversations around those things first to test the waters.
Mm. Oh no, Katrina. I'm sorry. I wonder.
Dang. Was it the link that gave you issues or hmm.
That sucks. I'm sorry. Look up, Malia.
Ashe.
I know, right?
I love that. No, it was user error. Girl.
You know what? At least you were honest.
Right? Because
Look,
I'll
look, look,
troubleshoot
look,
and take
look.
you down. What's the secret? Y'all are
Uh,
so funny.
it's gonna be a mixture. It's gonna be looking like a slush out here. I don't know if y'all SpongeBob fans at all. I don't know why it just made me think about that song that SpongeBob was singing. He was just like, do 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 do, living like Larry. Like, and pretty much living like Larry is just like on the edge and like just spontaneous and like living life, you know? Like, but in my
Girl.
head, I'm just thinking like that's gonna be the secret color. Like it's gonna be like a living like Larry color. It's gonna be real something like not normal. It's gonna be like, what color is that? Like, I don't know. She got made up in the lab.
Okay. Brand new.
Yes.
Did y'all have any questions? Because we really were just chit chatting. I never watched SpongeBob. You missing out.
You know what? That goes back into your love energy. Like y'all don't realize how much stuff like goes back into you loving yourself.
Mm.
That inner child healing is no joke. Like and just and not even just in that like the depths of things. I'm talking about having fun with things. Like literally last night I could not sleep and it was like midnight. You know what I did guilt free? I went in that freezer. I got my non-dairy double cookie chocolate ice cream and I watched The Heat again. Like I watch movies that I've seen before over and over again just because I love not having to guess the plot. I love not being able to have to go through the process of the anxiousness and the what's next. So
Yeah.
I'll watch something over and over and over again. So interesting, my partner's the same way. We'll watch the same thing over and over again. But
Yeah.
that was me at midnight, guilt free. I thought about it twice, and then something in me was just like, "Girl, live. Like it is what it is." And you know what? I also said this rising. I said this. What I said. This is how you know the masculine energy matters. I said if I was a man, this stomach wouldn't even matter. Like if I was a man, like this stomach, you know how many women would be like ready to cuddle with me in the wintertime? Like, get out of here. So in my head, I was just thinking, like, Tiera, you're going to be a thick woman. You cannot get in your head about, oh, I got to be this size, I gotta be da da da. I used to be so self-conscious and just like overly critical about my weight and things like that. Both my parents are heavy people. My dad's 6'2", has always been a big man, like 300-400 pound man, six
Mhm.
two. My mom always been a bigger woman. Like my great grandparents, da da da, this and the third. Now I'm not saying I eat like them. I'm smaller than them. You know, I've ate better. I have better habits. But what I'm not about to do is I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm gonna let the man inside of me control things more because this over consciousness of what divine feminine has done, I'm realizing what part in which the divine masculine plays with some of these things. And the more I learn, of course, the more I'll share. But it just kind of feels like, even with this aspect, like last night, like y'all know how men can be the masculine energy can be very critical of the divine feminine. But when it comes to a woman, when it comes to a man, there are little to no standards sometimes with how that man looks. He's
Right.
gonna show up and how it's not no tweaking he's done. He's just getting his hair cut and just keeping himself groomed and taking a damn shower and putting some deodorant on. While the
Right.
woman feels like, oh, I gotta get my hair done, I gotta get my lashes done, I gotta put on makeup, I gotta shave this, I gotta do this, I gotta get my toes done. It's all these critical things, and then all of a sudden we're in our head about, well, maybe I need a nose job, maybe I need a chin job, and then what if this was smaller, if I didn't have this love handle, and I didn't, and whole time the masculine energy within you is just like, if you show up in your energy of like divine truth, you know how much stronger your divine feminine would be because she wouldn't give a fuck about those love handles or none of that. Because the masculine energy and you don't.
Right.
Like
Right.
he doesn't. He don't care about that. Because if you were a man, like like there would be no critical nothing that I need to pick myself apart. I'm gonna just show up as this. But whole time as a woman, because of all these standards, it's I gotta look this way, do this way, da 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 da. Y'all, Spirit should introduce me to this man inside of me because let me tell y'all something. When I tell y'all I'm finna like introduce y'all to more of like I don't give a fuck energy because I want y'all to be able to be in the I don't give a fuck energy of just showing up freely as the divine feminine. Like when I tell you I want the divine feminine to rise in uninhibited and unrequited just energy of pleasure and bliss, and this is who I am, and look at me and I'm this, and I don't have to be boastful, but I'm gonna stand firm in it. Like I want to see the divine feminine rise in just the audacity to just show the fuck up unapologetically.
Yes.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
Mina.
It's here already. It is. It is. More and more women are waking up to that energy within themselves and diving deeper and deeper every day. I don't think we have any other choice at this point.
I mean, it is here. It ain't enough.
We get in there. We get in
Yeah,
there.
we are. I'm just, I'm pushing the envelope a little bit.
I love it. And we love, oh, I can't speak for them, but I love the divine masculine in you. Love it. I love him down. He my type. Like,
Melina, you know what's funny? You always say shit that I just be like, you know what? Like, this is why I love this woman. Like, she's so uninhibited along with me. And I just love you for that.
yes.
I really do.
I
Like,
can't be a stick in the mud anymore. It's not fun.
look, you know what? That's why I feel like spirit got us in this energy because it's literally like people look at people like you and I and be like, oh, they're spiritual. It's just supposed to be blase, blase. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like they may have to get used to these versions of us, you know what I'm saying? Especially me being that I didn't realize so many people felt like I probably didn't even laugh. But like now it's like here I am introducing this like masculine energy and it's being stern and just being like, I don't give a fuck and like showing all these different parts of me. It's just kind of like, wait a
Yeah.
minute. So this who I've been following the whole time? Like, yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
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 Nice to meet you.
Very my pleasure.
I know. I'm not mad at it.
Ah, that's hilarious. I do too, Trina. I love it too. Oh, y'all love the masculine energy inside of me. Can y'all really? Let me ask that question. Can y'all tell the difference? Like, or can y'all see a difference? Like, in which what I'm trying to do is merge them together where they're not so separate because sometimes I feel like I can go full throttle in masculine energy to the point where it just feels like, how do I put this? There are days in which that I feel like I don't want to bask in nothing but that energy. So I am doing everything in those days that is not feminine. So I am I am how do I put this? Okay, I'll write poetry. I'll sit still and um I've created like rap lyrics. There are times in which where I just want to ride the city with a hoodie on and a hat and like just vibe out to the bass. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? There is just like this complete separate opposite in which sometimes that comes within me that I feel like it's just like wanting to get out, but I really feel like it's more so of just like wanting to merge with the feminine of like we can be the best way I know how to put this is like it's kind of giving Rihanna vibes.
Mm.
Like she's not super feminine. Like even when she has on her dress and X, Y, and Z, there's a mysteriousness about her.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like I'm wanting to like pair them together. Like y'all can get along. Like let's
Yeah.
let's be one. Let's let's do this together.
I like that.
That same energy is which why I had to like have a conversation too with my partner. I'm just like, look, I just need you to know. Yeah, I just need you to know. It ain't gonna always be submissive, Tiera.
Yeah.
But even then, when it is that I am catering to you, that is masculine energy because I it makes me feel good and turns me on to be able to get your drink for you and like have you sit still and da 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 da. It ain't gonna always be like full masculine, but it will be these
Right.
other things.
Yes. Oh, that sounds so yummy right about now.
I love to see people peel back layers. Oh, thank you, Trina.
Yes, I love that. We got several.
Hmm. Thank you, Cookie.
Hmm.
Mina, I'm working on I don't give a fuck energy. Do y'all have a question of any sort?
Y'all know I like questions.
Hold on, let me think of some. Let me think of something.
I'm in my open book era.
Ooh,
Y'all better
look, y'all better
quit
ask now
looking.
before that book closed up.
Okay.
Do y'all realize y'all got 30 minutes? You have 30 minutes. Like and that book gonna be closed forever. Look at me trying to think of the most raunchiest question because I want to be able to get it out now before the book closed.
How do we get stronger with that energy? With what energy specifically?
Hmm.
Ooh, I really want a good steak right
That sounds
now.
good, really. Mm. You know what? A dark wine would be so good right now.
Yes.
Mm.
Okay. So how do you get stronger in your I don't give a fuck energy? I think the simplest thing that was the biggest thing for me was realizing that the people who care are the ones that don't even matter. Like if somebody has an issue with you presenting yourself a certain way or being a certain way, showing up, whatever the case may be, it's usually the people that aren't even being unapologetic in their I don't give a F energy anyway.
Mm.
So their opinion doesn't
Mhm.
matter. Their own, like you got to realize, like a lot of times people will project a lot of things on you, and that says more about them than it will ever say about you. Because the
Mhm.
ones that are gonna love you down, like they're gonna sing your praises, and you're gonna be able to tell the difference. Anybody else is more than likely somebody you wouldn't want to swap places with anyway.
Mhm. Mhm. Um, I was gonna say it kind of like it goes to the energy of like attachment. Like I don't give a fuck. It dives into the energy of how can I surrender this version of me that's in my head that I have created that I feel like is most acceptable by means of like what other people may have said or what you have created for yourself that looks most acceptable. And I give you a prime example. Like when Spirit had me to make my second page on TikTok where it's going to be like more personal, I had not like I haven't posted personally in almost a year, maybe longer than that. Because I had have deleted Facebook, I had deactivated, cleared out completely my Instagram. Like I have not personally posted in over a year, and so I was just like, I don't even know where to start. Spirit was like, "This is your era to have fun. This is your era to reclaim your innocence. This is your era to create because you love to create different cinematic things. You love music down. This is your time to like put music to certain things and da 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 da, but from a place of not caring because who cares about who judge you when your experience is embedded in expansion. And so when Spirit was talking about us expanding, Spirit was just like, your freedom is the key to you being able to expand in all creative ventures. Like, and I was just like, you know what? This is really my opportunity just to share myself and be myself without any judgment. And the judgment started with me. I was just like, well, I don't, I haven't posted in a while. I've only posted where I've mostly been viewed in a spiritual manner. I don't know how people may view me. Those things crossed my mind at first until then Spirit was just kind of like, you don't think like that. And I was like, you're right. So I was like, I got back out of my head because I knew better not to go there. And then it just been end up being just like Spirit, just like just post whatever you want to post. How many ever times you want to post in a day? Like it don't have to be a specific time, none of that. And I realized that this structured way, and like a lot of people have created this. Oh, it's got to be this algorithm. It got to be this niche. It got to look this way. It got to da 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 da. It goes back to that energy of like, how can we diminish the divine feminine and have her in a box where she only has to post makeup tutorials and do day in the life of videos,
Yeah.
where she only comes from a place of perfection and can only show up with this specific aesthetic, which is why yesterday for a moment in time it crossed my mind of making a video of like me doing facial type care but like vibing out in my mom's bathroom, because why is not specifically my aesthetic in which what I would show. However, it's not my bathroom. So I'm just like, Tiera, like this is where you at right now. So who cares that this is the certain, because again it goes to that energy of like, oh well, everybody else who is showing up in a certain manner, their apartments look this way, they show up this way, they got these type of things, it goes all back to their materialistic realm of a cycle that has been created for this structured way of being, that you got to look this specific kind of way to create content, when creating content should be fun, it should be freeing. It should be, I don't give a fuck who views it and who doesn't. This is just like my personal journal. This is my personal diary. I'm just enjoying myself. You think Moesha cared about what the fuck she wrote in them damn journals? She was having a good time tonight. So and so, so and so, and like the same thought process is that. Like, you think she didn't care who read? Like, she didn't expect nobody to read them entries.
Right.
But to this day, we can see it as like the ways in which we used to write in our journals when we were like young, our diaries. That ability to go back into your imagination, going back to that inner child like energy of having fun. Like, look, I need you to care less about the outside world and more about like how you want to enjoy yourself and have fun. Like, what
Mm,
does that look like for you?
yeah.
That's why, and even then in this time period, even then, like, I'm gonna challenge you and say this too, Malia, but I'm gonna keep showing up uninhibited for the collective in whatever way, in order for us to expand outside of these stigmas.
I'm
I,
working. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Savannah, slow down.
I'm like, did I fucking say something, or like, like no response, like no, like no response. I'm
I'm
like,
finding it.
did she freeze up? Like, what?
Oh my God.
I'm like,
Ooh.
wait, Malia,
I was trying to accept your challenge.
that took a long time.
I was, because I was trying to get it out.
No, that felt like rejection. That felt like, and which is okay if you need to think about it.
No,
That felt like you know what? I'm gonna think on it.
no.
I'm gonna think on it.
So here's the okay. So I wasn't in my mind thinking on it, but I was thinking about what that would look like for me, and
Mm,
finding a safe way to do that. Because if I show up, or finding safe spaces for me to do that. Because if I start dabbling into y'all like really seeing me, I could get banned. So like I'm trying to find my healthy medium with that.
there
And
is a
just
healthy medium. I mean, I
I'm
get
just
it.
trying to figure it out. Cause I feel
There's
like
only
that's where I'm at in my life. It's like all or nothing.
mm, mm. I feel like it kind of goes with that energy of like, there's certain things that, um, are not necessarily for the public, maybe. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, but it doesn't mean you can't safely.
Well, see, that I do. It's
Hmm.
just it's having that healthy balance of like, okay, now let the world see it. And being like, okay, well, what you're saying or what you're thinking or what you're doing is really not that
I'm gonna
rogue.
say, I feel like you're in your head. Give me one thing, just one, just one.
Okay, so here's a content idea that I have been sitting on for a second. And I wanted to teach people on how to make like enchanted sex boxes.
Mm.
And like how to like store your toys and stuff like that, and how to enchant them, and like different things to put in there to like maximize that energy.
That's amazing. Like,
I,
so what about that is so rogue?
because like that probably wouldn't go on TikTok. I wouldn't be able to post that there, but I could put
Okay.
it on my Instagram. So that's what I'm saying. It's like it's figuring out the wheres to allow myself to do the things.
Mm-hmm. I
Because
was about to say, don't restrict yourself to a certain platform either. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought
right.
at some point, well, I didn't think at some point, Spirit had me on Facebook and then had me on Instagram for whatever period of time, for whatever was needed. But
Yeah.
whenever they fully transitioned me to TikTok, I didn't even have that in mind, that was going to be fully where my content was going to be.
Yeah. Yeah, the only reason why I even have an Instagram is for the fact that there's a lot more that I could get away with on there than I can on TikTok.
Hmm. What about
So,
here on YouTube?
uh, so here's the thing. Just me talking to a camera doesn't do it for me.
So wait, you
I like
wait.
I like connection. Like what we're doing, I could do this all day every day. But if you just put me in front of a camera by myself and I have to talk, I just feel like I'm staring into a portal and who's really on the other side. Like,
So with Instagram, would that be like you would be going live,
no.
or are
So
you just making like a reel or something and
like
posting
a
it?
reel.
Oh,
Yeah.
got you. Okay, okay,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
So that's what I'm
I,
saying. I would be all over the place, but I'm okay with that because you would get a different, like each page would be a different aspect of me. So to get the whole thing, you got to follow me everywhere, which it sucks, but with what I do, that's just kind of how it works with censorship.
mm-hmm.
Because the way my TikTok page has almost been banned like 8 times already, just for talking about
Mm-hmm.
smoking, it's just like, yeah, I can't even.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like explore with, because you know, even gonna even lie, like the fact that I have not been on Instagram like that, I be forgetting people still on Instagram. Like
Yeah.
just about like whenever I deleted Facebook, I'd be like, you still on Facebook? Like it's still like it's almost like out of sight, out of mind. Like when it's like
Hmm.
for real, when people say like things leave your reality and you don't even realize it's still another reality of those people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so Instagram, like for some reason, I don't know why Spirit hadn't had me just delete it. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I'm not posting anything on Instagram. I even went through and deleted a whole lot of people. I think I went from like 1,800 people to like I don't know 600.
Hmm.
Like I don't know, like, and I never really grew my Instagram as far as I wanted it to grow, but I've always felt like it was like false energy over there. But it's like I feel like wherever it is that you may be able to do this, because even then, like I'm seeing people say, "Who's that, Mina? Please show us that Malia, like the eyes." You know, it's like things in which are not being talked about or shown in a different kind of way. You know what? Even then, so I don't know why I just thought about like OnlyFans. Do you have OnlyFans? No, that look like a
No.
mysterious like face. Like it's like some shit I didn't know about. Like you was like, don't piss me off. Like
So here's the thing. So I had played around with having like a private membership
okay,
on my website, right?
okay,
I played around with that, but I really wasn't getting a lot of traction. But I think the traction was coming from the lack of traction was coming from the space of what I was putting out. So it was kind of like that mirroring energy because I'm just like, I don't really know what I'm doing
mm,
here. And so it just kind of attracted people who were just like, why, what are we doing? So I want to get that back up again because a lot of the stuff that I really want to dive deep into, I don't really want to do. I don't, it's not that I don't want to do it on social media. It's just to do it the way that I want to because like the Venus and Leo in me is screaming like give the people beauty, like show up, like disrupt shit, like be provocative in a sense. And I'm trying to find my lane to do that safely. So I really want to get my membership back up because that would give me because I could do lives. I could do a lot on my website and not
Yeah.
have to worry about social media at all.
Mhm.
It's just trying to find that balance because I want to do it, but it's like at the same time, I also don't want people to feel like they always have to pay to get access to me, which yes and no, but just finding my balance in being available, but not always available for free.
Yeah. Mhm. You know what? That could even be just like a service. Like it be that you talk about it and then censor the video where it is maybe blurred things that you are showing, talking about it being an option of a service, but then just having these boxes in which you have maybe like a video call, a Zoom call, something like that, where they get the items before the call, and then y'all go into a whole sacred type of situation.
Yeah, I would love to do. That's what I'm saying. Like, I have all of these ideas
Yeah.
and the things that I wish were available for me when I was trying to fuck around and find out. Right?
Mm.
It's just number one, it was getting over the fear around that. Which, hello, I don't have that anymore because here we are on live, which was one of my biggest fears. And two, it's now just getting in the space where like I can fully focus on that because I have all these notes, all these content ideas, all these product ideas, all these offering ideas. Like I know that I'm sitting on a gold mine
Yeah.
of what the people want. It's just spirit got to give me free
Yeah.
so I can do the thing. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Well, I look forward to it. I look forward to when you are more free and uninhibited, where you are able to spread your wings. Like, I mean, if we like, and the thing I'm gonna tell you that's crazy, if we got women online talking about their sex capades as a
mhm.
S worker
Yeah. Oh, yes, I love those.
on TikTok,
Yeah,
there's no way in which whatever content that you are even thinking of that you could start dabbling in is not appropriate.
you would think, you would think, but even when I have tried to like dabble down that road before, and so that's why I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna take a break. Like I'm gonna let that die
Maybe
out.
you were doing it from a space of fear. Maybe that's why it wasn't working out.
Maybe so, maybe so. So I'm curious to see because I miss making content. Like I
Mhm.
really do. I miss being creative. I miss doing the things. I miss creating beauty in all that I do. So I'm looking forward to my freedom paper so I can do what I need to do because I think that's going to be the thing that shifts everything and just coming from a completely different space of like not needing anybody's validation and not
Yeah.
even worrying about censorship, just having fun with it and
Mhm.
allowing people to see more of my personal life because there's places that I want to go and I want to be able to talk about that and be like, get ready with me while I go to like a lifestyle club. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like
Mm.
that like talks about it without being like, y'all, I went this place and I did that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
just finding my finesse with it. I just gotta get free.
The silence was strong. It really was. When I asked her if she was gonna buy, like she straight up looked at me dead in the camera and was just like, mm, "What?" Like I'm waiting on a response. Like, "Hello, what's going on in there?" Like, not the wheels still turning.
I wasn't expecting you to ask me that. That's all. But
Cookie,
I'm
are you still in here? Cause she asked a question.
yeah, she did. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. I just want to see if she's still in here. We can answer that question.
That could even be a good workshop too.
Mm-hmm. Cookie. Cook Cookie.
She said yes.
Ah.
What was your question? What are some major red flags to look for when getting to know someone new? Like, what's an automatic no for y'all? Oh, you want to go here, or do you want to spitball?
Look, it's a, you got something you want to say? Or
my
like you already got something?
my biggest red flag, well, what to look out for is how they treat all women,
Mm.
not just women they're trying to woo or court or seduce or
Mhm.
whatever. Like, how do they genuinely feel about women? That's gonna always be a number one thing for me.
Mhm. Um to kind of piggyback off of that, notice how they treat strangers. And the reason why I say that is because that's something in which that when I was in observation mode, which I'll still say I'm always still in observation mode, even within my relationship, because I'm evolving, she's evolving, and I'm just still observing. Like, people can change at any time. That's just being honest. Um, but observe how they treat other people. I noticed at some point, because I'm someone who's very humanitarian energy, I realized how important it was for me to have someone who held the same energy. So I would see how it would be someone just bringing out groceries and she's looking for a 20 or, a 10 to just give this person who just walked out with, her groceries, or you know, random someone, being nice to someone, leaving, opening the door for them, that like that humility, that sense of just generosity and care, it matters to me. So if you are not doing that, that kind of tells me how it is that you kind of operate with people in general as a whole.
Hmm.
Um, as well as family. People don't talk about that. And I get there's a lot of different dynamics when it comes to family. But see how people in their family treat them. Like,
Yes.
I'm gonna be real. Like, I didn't realize how real that was until now that I look back in those relationships and I realize how those people's family treated them. And then how our relationships ended or how they treated me in relationship is very telling. Like, my partner now, like, I love you. Every time they leave each other, they're very close knit, da da da, this and the third, which to me shows me my partner was raised, not just brought up. Like, she
Yeah.
was raised and not just brought up, which is a very rare thing where I don't have to be in a dynamic where I have to fight the family or the mother don't like me, which I've always had. The mother did not like me. And I wondered why. And I realized now looking back, those relationships in which they were not close to their family or whatever reasons, there was different dynamics in which they were going through, which showed me that you're so detached from certain aspects within your family and you're unhealed, and that's why you're treating me that way. Like, you're treating me that way because your mama don't like your ass. So you don't like women. But then you dating women
Mm.
and you and your mom got unhealed wounds where she calling you out your name and X, Y, and Z, and then now here you are dating women and don't know how to properly treat women because not only are you a woman detached from your emotions because of the dynamic between you and your mother.
That part.
So pay attention. That's another thing. A red flag. What's a red flag for you, Malia? Like, just like straight up.
Treating children poorly.
Mm.
Like, how do you treat your kids? How do you talk about your kids? That's very important to me. Also, you know how, like, okay, because I was gonna give a scenario, but fuck the scenario. Stingy men, big red flag.
Ooh,
Can't
girl.
do, can't do stinginess, and even in friendships, just can't do stingy people. Period. Like, I no, no, can't do that. Nonchalantness
Mm.
is a red flag for me.
Mhm.
Um, not having a good sense of self and how you take care of yourself. Um, that's a that could be a red or a green flag, but it's a flag that I look for to see what color you're you're emitting today.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how you take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm. I just had a flashback, but keep going.
Not having goals and not having a spiritual anchor is
Mm.
the first one. Should have been the first red flag. You don't have to be as spiritual as me. You don't even have to be spiritual. You can be you whatever, as long as you have an anchor that you can lean into that helps you be the best version of yourself. Great. If you don't have that, can't rock with it.
Mm-hmm.
Can't rock with it. Um, this is just a personal for me. I'm a stickler for mouths.
Look, I'm not opposed to nothing on your list at this point. Like at this point, I'm literally like likewise. Everything you're saying, likewise. Like there's nothing I'll take off this list, like at this point. Like, and then even then, like you're saying, like the different orders in which you would put, like, yeah, same. Like, but
Yeah.
yes, same. Go ahead.
I'm a stickler for mouths. I'm not expecting perfect straight teeth, but
Yeah.
like I don't like piranhas either. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah. Um
Girl, look at
and this is probably just gonna be like one of my red flags, like a personal one for me, is someone that is not okay with their woman being a smoker. I don't like men who
Mm,
turn their nose up to lady tokers because they do it
yeah.
in a way that's very disrespectful
Mm,
while they ride around with their homeboys who do the most. You know what I'm saying? So, uh,
mm-hmm.
any sort of sexual repression is a red flag. Oh, and if they hit you with the Grand Rising Queen, that's a red flag for me. That's a red flag for me.
I'm gonna start throwing up on camera. I'm gonna start puking right now. Like, let me go ahead and like express my disgust for this. Let me just throw up on camera because, like, I just, oh god,
Yeah. Men who
I
count
hate
your
that.
pockets is a
Friday.
red flag.
Men that count your pockets.
Hmm.
Oh, girl, what I can't stand is a okay, big money. Don't.
Yes. Just say you broke. Just say you broke. Because what?
What are you getting at, sir?
Right. I don't like that.
I'm not about to treat you like a passenger princess.
I don't do passenger princess. Yes. No, not at all.
Mm-mm.
Military is a no for me.
Sorry.
Any sort of
Cookie, I
government.
don't use that word either, but it's just more so of like what she means by that too is just like those people who like to word vomit or character build off of other people. And I see 444 in there, like character build
Mm,
foundations of like themselves into other people or into themselves based on what other people are, like being chameleons and not really attuning to who it is that they are, but on some like grand rising queen, rich rising royal, and whole time like don't follow the lifestyle in a sense.
don't
I don't
even know
want
what
to.
you're
I don't want
talking
to call it a lifestyle, but don't follow the energy enough, not doing the work to even be going down that path of like you're just saying that because you know that's gonna get me, or I'm that kind of person.
about. Right. what do they call it? Parroting. When they act like a parrot, they
Hmm.
just be repeating stuff that they've heard. So yeah, no military, no police, no law enforcement of any kind. Um, this is just a me thing. The more involved you are with the government, the bigger the red flag for me. That's the best way I can answer that or say that. What else? I feel like that's it for me.
Hold on.
No shrimps. Shrimps are red flags for me. Um, oh, so okay, well no, because we did talk about that. We talked about that. Yeah, I can't think of any other red flags. It's strict over there. It sure is.
Ah,
Sure is. You
oh,
know
Pretty said
why?
she
I
get
done
it. Oh, okay.
done that. That's why.
You said what now?
Trina said it's strict over there, and I said it is, and I was like, you know why? It's because I done been there, done that, and that's why.
Hmm.
Rules are only created when a situation has gone down, and that requires a rule.
The list gets like lengthy when it is that you just know that, and that goes back to that energy of settling, like where it is that it's like, oh well, I can give in to this, or where you feel like maybe you got too many standards when it's like really you don't. Like
Yeah.
if you don't if you don't like certain things, like you better be honest about it, because somebody will be willing to give you all the poor parts of what a masculine is, or I don't know if there's women in here who like women, but or whatever the case, but they'd be willing to give you like this half ass energy about what can actually be shown up as, because they feel like you are setting a tone as like this low grade individual.
Hmm.
You okay?
Yes.
I don't know who I am today. Who is this? She said, "Who am I today?" I don't know. Who is this? We gonna give this person a name.
Yes, we should.
She funny. I said, "Are you okay?" She gonna say, "Yes, ma'am. Who are we today?"
Okay. She's too
I
funny.
see you doing that. Okay. Thank you.
Oh my god. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think those are all of my red flags.
You gave a good red flag list. I'm trying to think of anything that is additional to that. You know what I don't like? Someone who can't be serious. Don't get me wrong. Like I
Hmm.
love like humor. Don't if you can't be funny, that's also something that's a red flag for me. Like if you don't have a sense of humor,
Yeah.
that's a red flag.
I know.
But
I like to laugh. I need all of the above.
now she over here like raising up chocolate bars. Like give it here. Where's the other one? Oh, the piece of it is up there on top of the. Oh, give me that piece then. But if you don't have a sense of humor, yeah, that's a problem. But if you're too serious, or not too serious, if you can't be serious, like we're trying to have like certain conversations or talk about certain things, and then you just cannot find the, you gotta always make everything a joke.
Yeah.
That annoys me. Like,
So, ooh, that's the fancy chocolate too. I see you,
mhm.
baller.
Look, only the best over here. Like,
Period.
nothing.
Listen, I ain't mad at it. I'm trying to be like you, my boy. Like,
You know, look, you be so ready to say he the one, don't you? Like, don't you? Every time it's the divine
every
masculine.
time.
Like,
That one.
don't choke me.
So sorry. So sorry. So
Ah!
sorry.
What about someone that doesn't want to tell you their real name or their age, but want to know yours?
No. You know the answer to that.
You really do, but then all them like restrictions. Like, how you want to know all these details about me, but then you won't say nothing? Like, you won't give me details about you. What are you trying to hide? See, again, I don't have time. See, that's what I'm talking about. Them kind of games.
Right.
Like when I tell you we're ending the conversation. Like I don't have time for that. Like, are we getting to know each other or not? Especially when you know what you desire. Somebody coming in with them games. Okay,
No,
you wasting my
thank you.
time.
No,
I
thank
don't
you.
care if it's been 2 days. Like if I'm telling you different details about me and you still like, yeah, you know what? I just like to take things slow. And so, right now you can call me K Camp. I'm gonna tell you my name in due time. Excuse me? Excuse me? Like, and I don't even know where that nickname came from. But like, what?
Somebody on the other side of the earth probably saying that right now.
It gotta be. It gotta be. That's divine alignment. Like somebody. That's why they got blocked automatically. And should have
Should
because
have.
no.
Should have. I'm really over here thinking, like, did I address all my red flags? Like, I'm thinking hard. And I think I have. Which also for me shows a lot of growth because I feel like I used to have way more red flags.
Mm.
I used to be very,
Somebody
very
who
militant.
can't nurture my inner child, that's a red flag.
Mm.
And when I say nurture my red flag, my red flag, nurture my inner child. I mean, like if I want to watch like a kiddie movie, if I want to curl up and want to do junk food today, maybe it's today. And you don't necessarily have to do it, but you have to allow me space to be able to do it for myself. Like
Yeah.
if I just want to lay in this floor and color, I don't need you looking at me like I'm strange. Like that energy of judgment in relationship, red flag.
Mhm.
Red flag.
I agree.
Please let me enjoy what I like in peace. Exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hmm. Yeah, I think I'm fresh out of red flags.
Mama, what's one of your red flags?
No sense of humor.
Oh yeah.
No, if you don't, if I'm too silly.
Yeah, you are a goofball.
Right. And
She
so
said no sense of humor.
that's just like, ugh.
She said it's like ugh.
Everything is so serious. No, I ain't gonna
Mhm. Ooh, a red flag. You don't like to like try different foods, or you yuck me at my different experiences of trying things.
Yes.
Like if you like yuck me every time, like I'm like, ooh, I want to try this, or ooh, let's go here and blah blah, and it always got to be American food or a certain kind of food, or you don't let me explore those things. Again, that sense of judgment or stagnancy. Like if I can't be free in relationship, and I think really that's kind of like ultimately the thing. Like for me, it's like my ultimate red flag is if I can't freely just be in joy and in pleasure and just do what I want to do and you not judge me, because I feel like that's what relationships should be. It should be you are you, I am me, and
Mhm.
we're coming together, experiencing each other. And
Yeah.
as I evolve as a person, I may change, but even if it is that you won't try some of the things that I do enjoy or I am merging into becoming or realizing that I enjoy, that you allow me space to do those things.
Yeah.
That's relationship where it is that I'm not looking for you to complete me. I just want to be able to watch SpongeBob in peace and drink and eat my ice cream.
Yeah.
Like I don't need you in here with me to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But don't you watching that again? Or you really gotta do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Who look at cartoons? Me.
Ooh, someone that doesn't like to travel.
Mm.
Someone who doesn't like to see new things. That's a red flag for me. What she say?
She said she don't want to travel at night. She's seen too much Criminal Minds. She don't want to travel at night.
Oh Lord, nah, I get it. I get that. I
I
get
still
that.
want to watch them. What do you
Do
still want
it.
to watch? You talking about cartoons? How
Cartoon.
about Squid and the Tentacles are still moving because they just killed it? What?
Oh, like is that something you would try?
Oh, how about Squid and the Tentacles are still moving because they just killed it? Are you saying like, yeah? Is that a question of like, will we try stuff that's moving on the plate?
Oh, she said
Oh,
she
you
has.
have. Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, I'm not gonna yuck your yum. I will let you have all of that. All of it.
What's that TikTok where it's a guy who be like watching people who be cooking and making food. He be like, "Nah, you get, that's your friend, that's your plate friend."
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's just like if that's what you want to do. I mean, that's you.
Mm-hmm.
Even then, like I'm thinking, like a red flag also is I cannot deal with a person who is not romantic.
Mm.
Romance is very important to me. Like, if you're not a romantic, and you don't have to be as romantic as I am. Like, I'm a lover girl through and through. Like, but you don't like the romance matters to me. Like, there should be some sense of romance where even in some spontaneity that's mixed in there. Like, we end up coming back to the house, and then all of a sudden, like, it's some set up in the room that I didn't know you had somebody come over here and set it up. Like, I like romance, and if somebody can be romantic, that's a red flag for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the sentimental things.
I do too. Like things that let me know that you were thinking about me, that you hear me, that you see me, that you listen, that you care,
Yeah.
that you are healthily obsessed with me.
Mhm.
And you
Mhm.
go to the ends of this earth to make sure that there is a smile on my face every
Mhm.
single night before I go to
Mhm.
bed. That and nothing less.
I write love letters.
I haven't gotten in my love letter bag yet.
Really?
I just
You may.
haven't. I haven't. There hasn't been someone worthy of that.
Mm. Mhm. Mhm.
But I'm open to it.
I mean, and if it is to spark you, I mean, I'm pretty sure like that love letter would be absolutely amazing. But like I feel like it just depends on what. Like I don't remember ever really did I ever write anyone a love letter before now? Mm-mm.
I used to be really like I would express feelings and stuff, but like you weren't finna catch me being super mushy. Like
Oh,
you need
but
to, you know
now.
what I'm saying? Like it was very one sided. Like
But now
prove
though.
it. Listen, I got the vernacular. I love you down all night. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm open. I'm wide open to it.
I'm like, but now though.
Wide open, accepting it,
And I
here for
love
it.
that for you.
I do too. I look forward to putting pen to paper
Mhm.
and spitting that hot fire. I look forward to
Mhm.
it. I really
I'll
do.
be down there when I get spontaneous. Right. 4-page letter. It don't be that long, but it'd be nice and juicy. A good 1 page, maybe a card worthy. Like I like to buy blank cards and write in them.
Hmm.
Hmm.
That is so sweet.
Maybe I'll get like even then so in friendship. Like if we still lived apart like so far out, I would like I will ask you for like of course have your address and then like
Yeah.
mail you a written letter. You know, for
Oh,
old times vintage sake. You know what I'm saying? Like of
yeah.
course a phone call is one thing, but like I love keepsakes.
Same.
Mhm.
Same. Oh, I look forward to your letter. That just means an address is coming soon. I love that.
Look, speak on the confirmation, right? Cause
Yes.
like, yeah, okay, we'll take it.
Hmm.
We'll take it.
Absolutely.
Y'all, can y'all believe tomorrow is October 1st?
Yes.
It's like I can believe it, but then I can't believe it. Like, it's like September took its time, but then again it didn't.
Yeah. I'm
That's
here for it.
crazy.
I'm here for it. And we have an eclipse on the second too.
Eclipse?
We got an eclipse on the second.
Oh, we do. Yeah, we do.
Yep. So I'm here for it. I'm ready for the shift.
Malia, are you like in like Zen mode?
I am.
I had to like check what mode you was in because I'm like, are you sleepy? Like
No.
I feel like I always misconstrue your sleepiness with just like mellowing out.
Yeah, I'm just real chill. Like honestly, I could go for a glass of wine, something
Mm.
light on the belly, and just some good like music.
Oh, that would be so good right
And
now.
just chill. Yeah, like I don't really need a lot right now. That's how I'm feeling.
My birthday's on the 12th.
Oh,
Oh,
happy early
thanks.
birthday.
Yeah, happy early birthday, beautiful. September has something to do, apparently. Look, it does. It got things to do. It got people to bring in. It got houses to move in. It got money to deposit. It definitely got something to do, all right.
Okay.
Like I'm going to declare and decree that there's like a lot of people closing out a cycle of like loneliness, lack of stability,
Mm-hmm.
and just a season of rejection.
Period. I shade to that.
September is closing out Ashe to the waiting period. That's what I'm gonna say. September is closing out the waiting period because what's yeah. So October is 10, so it's a 10 month. But we're gonna say September. I mean October is gonna be showing us all the completion energy,
Yes.
like everything coming full circle. That's what I'm gonna say.
Full steam ahead.
Trina, I know that's right. Call it in.
Yes. Might as well. Shoot. Because it's time. Oh, it's 5:55 on the clock. Thank you, Spirit.
Ashe.
I love that for us.
Mhm. So, what do you think? You want to end this here? You want to move to TikTok?
Oh, we go in there? Yeah, let's troll the people. I'm
Let's
down.
do it.
Let's troll.
We're going to move to TikTok. We're going to save this live.
Thank y'all for attending the conference. Y'all had a great
Yes.
time.
This is the conference. Nobody else was invited. Like this is
Okay.
it. All 9 of y'all who was in here. I think it was 10 at some point. It never got past 10. So all
No, we
10
had
of
12
y'all.
at one point.
Oh, we did. So
Mm-hmm.
only 12 people is getting the wristband.
Period.
That's what it looked like.
Mm-hmm. See, we got surprises for y'all. Y'all ain't know. This was a prerequisite.
Hmm.
Y'all in there.
Always. Oh, much love to you.
Yes. Thank y'all for joining. And of course, there's going to be a replay. of this available on my page, for y'all to access at any time, unless Spirit tells me to take it down. So, which I don't feel like they'll say that, but it'll be up.
What about chocolate?
I
Is that
like
the color?
chocolate.
Is that the color?
I love me some chocolate.
Mm.
I used to not like it, but now that I'm on my grown woman energy, oh my god.
Look, and I love some dark chocolate. That's what this is.
Same. I love dark chocolate.
Wristband and chocolate. I love that.
I'm here for it.
I'm all for that. Okay. We're gonna go to TikTok now.
All right, y'all.
I love y'all.
We'll see y'all in a few.
See you in a minute.